Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. How's everybody doing? Yo, we fucking made a meme canon in this show. I'm so fucking stoked. I can't believe it, dude. I've been like on like cloud nine for the last week. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. It's been a long time since we've done a discussion. What is this? The first discussion back since the holiday break? So it's taken me a little while. The stream was a bit delayed because I'm trying to get back into the groove of just getting back into the swing of uploading and prepping for the discussions. And I kind of went into today because I've been doing everything else during the week, kind of enjoying myself a little too much after the break. But how's everybody been? I appreciate y'all coming through. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, both in canon and now canon, which is really fun and exciting. I can't fucking believe it, dude. I can't believe me, John, and Jamie are forever immortalized in this show. Like, years when it's done, we could just be like, hey, remember that one thing we did casually in Discord that is now a part of like the RWBY fandom forever? God, man. I'm still baffled just because things have only escalated from the time the meme started to where we are now. You better get credits in the final credits. Dude, I don't know. I feel validated already. Me, John, and Jamie haven't chatted since the conversation that we had on Discord that day. We've been interacting here and there on Twitter and Discord just because it's like we even still can't believe it, but man, I like we literally birthed a meme out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. King Elijah 1123. Hey Arnold, I love your work and long live the clip-on tie. I can't wait to meet you at RTX. Oh, I can't wait to meet you again at RTX. Oh, okay, I see the picture of us. Yeah, I remember you. Thank you so much. Clip-on wearing beta. Great to be back. Thank you so much, Bree. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys all for tuning in. So, first things first, okay? I'm obviously going to get into it officially, like, as we go through the discussion. I'm going to make an entire segment of the clip-on tie meme that is now officially canon. Like, it's official in the show, confirmed by the writers. Confirmed on Twitter. I have receipts to prove it. But yeah, we're gonna get into all of that. How's everyone's week been? Hope you guys had a good holiday break and everything else in between. This is the first. I think this is the first discussion of 2020. No, because we didn't have a chapter. I mean, we didn't have a discussion last week because there was no chapter the week prior. But, oh my gosh, Bree T. About to walk into work. Can't wait to watch this later. Jacques clip-on Schnee. Thank you so much, Bree. Be sure to work smarter, not harder. Enjoy your shift. I appreciate the support, and I hope you enjoy this after the fact. We definitely have a lot to talk about. So, I hope you enjoy this when you get to sit down and have a chance of watching. But I hope you guys all had a interesting last week going into the new year. For me, I think obviously there were a lot of beats, a lot of things that have happened in the last week. You know what I mean? Like, we've already kind of had a highlight in terms of RWBY with this meme becoming canon. We passed 100,000 subscribers on the channel. I just submitted my silver play button plaque form yesterday, so I'm going to be getting the YouTube creator reward that's most likely going to go right where Roxas is. I might take Roxas and move him up there or something. But the plaque is going to go somewhere right here, so that way it's like forever immortalized for the rest of my videos, for as long as I'm in this room, for as long as I'm in this house. But yeah, like, I've been living on cloud nine, dude. Like, it's just like ramping up and up and up. Like, 2020 is already amazing. We still have 4 chapters left of RWBY. My reaction for chapter 9 goes up tomorrow. Even this chapter 2 there was a lot of setup, but it felt like it seemed more like setup for next episode, but it was still like really, really good for a lot of things that they did with kind of exposing Jacques, exposing Watts, exposing Watts, exposing Tyrion, taking care of Watts, taking care of Jacques, and just setting up for whatever crazy nonsense we're gonna have to deal with in the next chapter with the Grimm and Cinder and Neo and everything else like that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate y'all tuning in. So, with all of that said, because this is a little bit late, I was supposed to stream at 6, it's already 7, we have a lot to get through, so I do apologize if I am just, like, barreling straight through to getting into the discussion and chatting. Yeah, Lady Stardust is back. Holy shit, it's been, what, 3 years? Yeah, I haven't had a chance to properly greet her back into the community just because, like I said, this last week has been a little rambunctious and all over the place, and I've been kind of, like, feeling myself this week. But yeah, like, she's back. It's been so long since, like, she kind of just went off the grid mid-Volume 4, and now she's back to doing, like, literally picking up exactly where she left off for RWBY. So it's great to have her back. You know, she's kind of slowly been inching back into YouTube over the last couple of months, but now it seems like she's full on getting back into doing videos, which is really exciting to see. Arnold, I need you to watch the newest video when it's done processing. Wait, hold on. I need you to watch my newest video for when it's done processing and see if what I see about Watts fits the character I matched him up with. Okay. I guess. I mean, I'm not going to look at it right now because I'm live streaming, but maybe after the fact. Congrats, hey, Ruby Moon Rose. Congrats on the wins. The Schnee family, $500. Jacques' expensive suit, $64. Weiss busting her dad, and Jacques with the look of getting his hands caught in the cookie jar. Priceless. Before you get started, I just wanted to say I finished Persona 5, and I wonder if Jacques Schnee will have a palace. Yeah, he would most have. First off, congratulations on beating P5. That's my favorite video game of all time. I wanted to, if you haven't played Persona 5, it's $10 right now on the PlayStation Store for PS4. So if you have a PS4, please buy Persona 5. Please play it. You will love it. I gotta do, you know, I have to say that. Like, it's literally like it's my contributions and my God-given work to kind of put Persona 5 out there to as many people who haven't played it yet. That game is fantastic, and it's a steal right now for anyone who hasn't played it. Even if you're waiting for P5R, I think, if anything, playing vanilla and then jumping into R makes it just as rewarding. Yeah, if you're not in a turn-based, that's fine. I mean, that's unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. If you don't like that style of game, then, you know, you can't really get past it, because that is the game. All right, so everyone, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you all for tuning in and being here. We're going to jump straight into the discussion. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. There was a lot of setup for next week, or rather for tomorrow's chapter. So I'm going to jump into that. But before we do, there are some clever motherfuckers on Twitter and even in the chat right now, because it seems like a lot of you guys were on the same wavelength as me. So we got this clip-on time meme that's been going on for the last week. Yeah, I'm going to have slow chat, guys. Don't worry. I didn't forget. So we have this clip-on time meme that's been birthed. And I said to myself, Arnold, you, John, and Jamie just, like, did, like, the impossible. You made something relevant and canonical, like, and I'm hyping it up because it's like, it's super exciting, it's crazy, like, and it's just like, I don't know, it's like a once in a lifetime, like, who would have thunk it, you know what I mean? Like, not planned, completely, like, organic, out of the blue, nowhere, just chilling in Discord, making fucking fools of ourselves while we roast a fictional character on his attire, like a piece of attire, like, based on everything that the character portrays himself as. And I said to myself, I'm like, Arnold, you gotta commit. You gotta double down. You gotta own this meme because it's yours. And so I went, I took the luxury of buying an assortment of clip-on ties, and I want you guys to tell me which one I should wear for this discussion. We got beige, we got burgundy. I don't think the black one will work because I'm literally wearing a black shirt. So the black one's out of the question. So we got burgundy and we got beige. We got to do this. We have to. Like, I gotta own it. Like, this is my meme. This is our meme. All right, red. Okay, I'm going red. Sorry, burgundy. Sorry, beige. All right. I literally, so we had the discussion on Saturday. Look at this. Look at this. I look like a goddamn fool. See, this is the worst part about it. You know what I mean? Like, I now have to embody everything that I just made fun of Jacques for earlier this week because of course I have to, right? So, got my nice clip-on. I'm so fucking lame, dude. All right, so looking good, looking dapper as hell. I'm also going to be wearing these clip-on ties for the remainder of my reactions, so I'm definitely doubling down. I'm not going to lie, Glowy 3000, I was literally thinking of buying a suit. I was literally thinking of going that extra, but I'm like, okay, like, it's a fucking meme. I already spent money on clip-on ties, right? That's already, like, a waste of money. But yeah, so we're going to embody Jacques Schnee for a bit, okay? The clip-on tie meme, I'm not letting this die. Like, this is our thing. I'm going to ride this wave for as long as it goes until people literally start unsubscribing because they're sick and tired of the clip-on tie joke. Yeah, it's a great meme, dude. Like, I can't fucking believe it. Anyways, thank you guys all for tuning in. With all that said, I'm going to be enabling slow chat because, of course, you know what? I kind of look good in this tie. I'm not going to lie. I actually look dapper. I haven't worn a tie in, God, I don't remember the last time I wore a tie. Let me think. Yeah, I don't remember. I think the last time I wore a tie, unfortunately, it was to a funeral. I'm glad you were able to clip this all. You were able to clip this all together. Okay. All right. Who wants to start? Okay, I'm gonna start removing you guys from the chat at this point. Succumb to the clip-on. Yeah. I was honestly like, I was doubling down and thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm going to RTX this year. It would be so ironic. Okay, so everyone needs to wear a clip-on tie to RTX. Like, if you get the meme, you gotta wear a clip-on tie. I think I'm gonna wear a clip-on to RTX as well. Like, I just have to. I gotta commit. I gotta double down. All right, anyways, with all of that said, appreciate y'all tuning in. So we gotta start the discussion because we're already 15 minutes in and I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so I do apologize. But of course, I appreciate y'all for being here. Arnold, you're getting canceled. Yeah, I can't, how am I gonna talk shit about Jacques for wearing a clip-on tie for an hour with my two buddies, only to then turn around and do the exact same thing, right? And that's called synergy, okay? That's called synergy. I probably just, did the clip-on tie business, the industry, a favor, because they're probably tanking, they're probably, on their last penny, and then I just revitalized their entire industry with this one single meme in the community. So, you're welcome, by the way. God, this is so weird, man. This is so weird. It just feels uncomfortable. It's like yanking down on the rest of my shirt. You know Barbara's gonna show up with a clip-on tie. Okay, you know what? Spread the word. Spread the word to your Discord servers, your Twitters, your Facebooks, your internal communities. You gotta wear a clip-on tie at RTX. It's a dress code. It's a legitimately dress code. You have to. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, jumping into the episode. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Watts basically turned off the power, or basically turned off the heat. And it's Christmas land. It's a winter wonderland down in Mantle. And based on, oh my God, Weiss has been so clutch this volume, it's ridiculous. She's been asking all the right questions. She's been thinking critically way more than anybody else on the screen, right? And I think that's great because, this is her place. This is, her time to shine, and it's her time to kind of, set herself apart from, her father and to be proactive in trying to help people. You know, she's like, the heating grid run in partnership with the Schnee Dust Company, run in partnership with my father. Why would my father announce this the day before the election? It doesn't make any sense. Maybe he is working with Salem. He'll do anything to win. And she just doubled down and fucking only rip chair. Yeah. Yo, what up, Vex? How's it going, dude? Yeah. Did you commit to the clip-on the whole stream? Yes, I did. I'd rather you be comfortable. Nah, I'm going to. I'm playing it up right now. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, at the very least, anyone that I know who goes to RTX, in my Discord, because we take a Discord picture every year at RTX, I'm gonna try to get all of us together to wear a clip-on tie. So I have 3 ties, so I can accommodate 2 people who don't bring one or don't have one or don't shop for one or whatever. But I'm definitely trying to make that a thing, like the clip-on tie squad. But yeah, so this is bad because number one, if you don't have heating, which is literally what the entire city just lost, or projected aura, which, you know, Pietro over here has like holes in his aura. Maria's like old and basically retired at this point. I don't even know if she has aura, even though she's like an ex-Reaper. I don't know if you lose aura as you get older, like if it decays like the rest of your body, like your senses and all that stuff. But yeah, no one here is like a pro huntsman. No one here is really going to be able to channel or awaken their aura unless it's kind of like par for the course for them being a huntsman or a huntress or whatever. So, and again, everyone's kind of thinking, hey, did they do this on purpose? And it's just Watts playing into everything. And it's crazier too, because the further we go into the episode, we realize, oh, actually, number one, no one here knows about it yet. So it's kind of like a building issue. And number two, eventually, even Jacques doesn't know about it. You know, as of right now, the episode picks up immediately where the last one left off. Spectra704, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very, very much for that. Enjoy your emotes. Enjoy your RWBY badge. Glad to have you in the chat. Arnold, the video's done. Okay, yeah, I'll check that out after the stream is done, Mets. Shadow Wolf, next poll, tie or bow tie? I haven't thought much of the next poll, to be quite honest. I'm thinking maybe thoughts on pineapple on pizza, because that's kind of like a very polarizing topic that I know a lot of people have like a very hard like for or against with. So I might do that actually. But yeah, so this is immediately following the last chapter, which I think I talked about that in the episode 8 discussion. I was like, this obviously has to pick up where the last episode left off, because it's like we barely got into anything with the discussion with the council and all that other stuff. But these guys are basically, and they would have been, realistically, Mama Schnee is to thank for all of this. Like, if it literally, if it was not for Mama Schnee, Jacques would have like everything in the palm of his hands. And even because like even if he didn't know what Watts was doing, he can still plead ignorance. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know who got my security clearance or whatever. So like, shout out to Mama Schnee. Like, the first time she comes in, like the first time she debuts in the show, she's a big asset for the squad. You know, Mama Schnee, the mother of Best Girl. So best mom automatically at that point. She's more relevant to the plot at this point than Summer. And I would say, yeah, Summer, Raven, and Kali at this point. I feel like she's also, this volume especially. I think all of the moms have done something significant, like Kali in volume 4, 5, Raven in volume 5, and now Mama Schnee in volume 7. Summer Rose, fingers crossed, we get a backstory on her because she's kind of like 86th. But yeah, I still think it's crazy that, like, if it wasn't for Mama Schnee, and I keep calling her Mama Schnee even though her name's Willow, I'm probably still going to do that out of habit at this point, so I'm sorry if that upsets or offends or triggers anybody, but it's literally a force of habit, and it rolls off the tongue easier for me than Willow Schnee. But yeah, like, if it wasn't for her, if it wasn't for the lifestyle that she lives, if it wasn't for her wanting to protect herself and her kids and have a camera in every room of the house, like, unless Jacques or Whitley said something, because my thing was, and I'm gonna come back on screen here because it's kind of awkward for me to just talk with these images. My idea was it was gonna be Whitley that Weiss was gonna get through to, right? I was like, Whitley saw Watts. He heard his name, right, when he was like, Arthur, Whitley, close the door. And Whitley also had like that face of concern, like, who's this guy? He just walked into our house. We have no idea who he is. Is he a bad person or whatever? So I really thought it was going to be Whitley that was the one that pulled through. But then Mama Schnee just kind of made the power play. She was like, son, get out of here. It's my turn to shine. I haven't had screen time in 7 years. I've never had screen time. It's my turn to shine. Yeah, Mama, address her correctly or not at all. Oh boy. Winter, You can't just come in here and make demands like that, okay? Oh, boy. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, Willow, Schnee. Let's see. So, yeah, these guys are kind of all on edge as of right now just because Jacques is just, like, I just hate the fact of, like, he has this. Like, he's playing them. To an extent, he doesn't really know what's going on. All he knows is that Watts is doing something. He's making Ironwood's life a living hell, and he got the council seat power as a result. But then everything literally starts crumbling around him when this guy's like, hey, the city has no power, and that's on your authorization. And at that point, he starts, like, it's now Monka-esque. It's like, now I'm sweating bullets, I'm asking questions. Watts didn't talk to me about this. And it's like he has such, like, the election was so short-sighted for him that he ended up overlooking any potential collateral damage or anything that was going to lead back to him. And it kind of seems ridiculous that Watts just walked back into Atlas, and all he had to say was, you'll win the election. And he's like, you know what? That's good enough for me. That's all I need to hear. And I don't know. It was very satisfying to see him squirm, to be honest. To an extent, it was very, I don't know. It was sad. I feel like I have a lot of empathy for characters, like good or bad. I don't know, because it was just like, damn, dude. Like, I felt pity for him because it was like, you literally cannot weasel your way out of it. And it was both satisfying and pathetic to look to see happen. You know, sweating, like sweat dripping from his face, him fumbling over his words, losing sight of like the conversation because he's now thinking like, oh shit, like I'm in the doghouse now. You know, I won't be able to take this chapter seriously thanks to John and Jamie. Hey, we made gold out of this chapter, okay? Like, we literally made history with this chapter, and I'm so proud of it. Like, and it was just boys being boys, right? Saturday night with the boys, just chilling, making fun of this rich dude for being petty. You know how much this clip-on tie I bought was? This was $10 on Amazon. $10 with 1 day free shipping, right? Jacques Schnee owns a multi-billion-dollar company, and it's all about image for him, right? He portrays himself as this one thing, but in reality, he's this thing. And it comes down to his ethics. It comes down to his, like, him as a person, right? Like his morals, like how he treats other people, how he wants other people to look at him. So he's got like his fancy suit, his fancy business, his money, his mansion. It's literally like the compensation. It's like you're compensating for something. He's got like these fancy cars, this nice house, all of this money, a big family that all hate each other and don't get along. And he's overcompensating for the fact that he doesn't know how to tie a tie. Yeah, I got hosed. Yeah, I know. I think it was just because it was like, I mean, it's online. I obviously had to pay extra. But, yeah, I probably would have found it a cheaper one if I went to like Walmart or something. But yeah, I got it off Amazon. So what do you expect? And that's the thing too. You pay for convenience. It's like $10 to not have to ever manually make a tie yourself. People will pay. I mean, I paid for it, but I paid for it I did it for the meme, you know. I committed to the meme that we created, you know. But, you know, look at Jacques. Can't take like 2 minutes out, can't take like 5 minutes out of his day to pull up like a freaking Atlas tutorial somewhere in the world. Call up Klein, you know, hire him back, have your wife do it, you know, something or someone. But yeah. Can we talk about the thumbnail for next episode? Well, I'll get to that towards the end of the discussion. We still have this discussion to get through. But yeah, I don't know. It was just crazy how we're just like talking shit about this fictional character and like his, like the in-depth breakdown, like in-depth observation of this character and everything that they represent based on this one article of clothing that goes against everything that he wants his image to be to other people, which is like sophisticated, intelligent, business oriented, respectable, or respectful rather, you know, like all of these things, and yet he can't fucking tie his own tie. So, so yeah, I just, and then like, you guys watch the video, and I'll get into it for people who haven't seen it, but it's just like, the more you watch it, the more it makes sense. Like, and it's a clip on, like, there's no, like, there's no disputing that it's not a clip-on tie. Like, it literally doesn't have the parts of, like Klein's or Ironwood's where the rest of the tie is, like, around the collar. It's just this. And it's like hidden behind like the rest of his jacket and his shirt. So he literally has a clip-on tie. I don't think anyone, I would love it if that was the case, but we just brought it to light through just observing the same tie that he's worn since his debut. But amongst all of this, amongst kind of like realizing something is amiss, Robin talking to Ironwood was a little odd, because she was basically challenging him and challenging like the knowledge that he knew versus the bits of truth that Blake and Yang told her. But like, she was challenging it to the degree of like, he doesn't want to tell anybody. Like, he doesn't, like, because if he told Jacques, who knows what would have happened? If he had told Jacques, Jacques could have told Watts, and Watts would have told Salem, and then everything would have gone to shit. And it's that level of discretion that he was talking about, and it's that level of discretion that really kept them from losing. So I found it odd that she was literally like, unless she wanted to know for herself, but she was going to play it off like, oh yeah, everything he said was true, he isn't hiding anything. Meanwhile, she actually knows the truth for herself, because she was the one that was like, I won't stop until I know the whole truth. So I don't know, this was a little odd to me, because I was like, wait a minute, why is she doing that when Blake and Yang literally told her that what he's doing is genuine and he's not doing it with malicious intent? And again, it comes down to the fact of like, she was in the middle. She didn't really know who to trust, or whatever the case might have been. But I think it would have been easier for her, or I think it should have been easier for her to side with Ironwood than Jacques based on everything that had happened. She's a damn criminal. I wouldn't say she's a criminal. She's literally like, I guess she's a vigilante. She's breaking the law, but it's like, she's breaking the law because the law is committing an injustice on her and her people. So it's kind of like a double negative. I think Robin also believes it is genuine and wanted to move their conversation past it by showing I guess, that makes sense. You know, basically, but again, that really comes down to the fact of like, I'm glad Ironwood did it on his terms and it wasn't forced onto him because of Robin, because of her semblance and all that other stuff. Because at the very least, that's why he was hiding it. He was hiding it from them, especially because of Jacques, because it ended up like Jacques was his main concern out of everything. Never trust someone who screams only. Oh God. Is that going to be the follow-up meme to this chapter? Followed by a chair breaking in the distance. It's PC versus Mac, everyone lose. Just came in and the first thing I see is Arnold is wearing a clip-on tie. Yep, you know it. I had to commit. I had to double down. You already know. Like, this is a meme that's canon. Like, we made a meme canon. So, yeah, you bet your ass I'm gonna double down on that. And then Best Girl shows up. And this is when Papa Schnee starts literally just sweating. Have any of you guys seen the Key and Peele skit where it's just like just constant sweat? I've used it a few times here and there in my videos, but it's literally just him sweating bullets. Like, my goose is cooked. I should have grabbed that one for the discussion, because like, this man just literally starts losing it, and this is where I truly felt bad for him. I don't feel bad for him as a person. I feel bad because it's like, there's no way you're getting out of this. And just to see him squirm was equally satisfying as it was upsetting, because it's like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck? Could have like, why do you gotta be who you are? You know what I mean? Like, your own family has to expose you. You see Winter over here silently judging him, subtle head nod. You can barely notice it, but she just slightly squints her eyes and just like nods ever so slightly at the fact of like, my fucking dad, like, fuck this guy. What a disappointment, you know? And then Weiss runs up in there, objection! You know, you got the wrong man. It was, I don't know. It's kind of like the Clue game. You know, it's David Copperfield in the dining room with a lead pipe or whatever the case might be. But she basically was like, it's my dad and it's this random guy and I have evidence. And I don't know, this was so crazy because it was like Watts literally got what he wanted and just dipped. You know, and it's just like, it goes to show you how sneaky these people are. Like, it's literally an extension of Salem. Salem does and that's what I'm wondering. If Watts can do this to Jacques, I don't know how Watts doesn't have the foresight to realize that Salem has the potential to do the same thing to him and Tyrion and, you know, everybody else that she's recruiting, because he just like ran up in there, saw Jacques as an asset, as something that could help him attain his goal, used him to the degree to get what he wanted, and then cast him aside. And he's just like, hey, they can do whatever the hell they want with him. Because now and the funny thing is about all of this, it's the classic like internet like hack. You know, you find out someone's someone gives you their password and then you just change their password. Like, you do whatever, you change their password, and then they can't get into their account. You know? So yeah, this whole thing was just crazy to see unfold, because I knew that Weiss discovered his identity. I just didn't realize it seems like it's almost happening too fast, right? Because now Watts is figured out. Tyrion is figured out. They know, Tyrion was already discovered, but they just didn't have all the pieces to put together yet. And so we, you know, like, now that his identity is revealed, an element of his surprise is exposed, because I feel what made Watts really terrifying so far in Mantle and in Atlas was the fact that he was literally like transparent. Like, no one knew he was there. He was doing all of this damage, and it was like he doesn't exist, and he's like a dead man to most people, because most people think he's dead, so he's got the perfect alibi. You know, that's why no one's been able to piece together who's the person that hacked the Vital Festival. The same person who did that is hacking us. And now they have that it's Watts. And what I found that was interesting was the Councilman Sleet mentioned that Dr. Watts died in the Paladin incident years ago. And the Paladin incident is most likely referring to the Elysian Paladins from Volume 2 that were introduced, and they basically were kind of showcased during Volume 2 and Volume 3. They were basically those giant mechs that were basically in early prototype phase to defend the world. It was basically a form of defense, and that's what Pietro and his colleagues were all doing. All of them were trying to find a different way in defense force. You know, Pietro came up with Penny, and apparently Watts came up with the Elysian Paladins, which is literally like ridiculous, like OP mega hacks, like supreme superpower. And I can see why they went with something more tactful like Penny. So apparently he died in an incident regarding the Elysian Paladins. I'm wondering now in terms of the timeline when that takes place, because the Elysian Paladins were announced to the public in prototype stages during Volume 2. And Councilman Sleet mentions that Watts died years ago. So the fact that it was years ago just makes me wonder how many years prior to Volume 2. You know, was it like 5 years, 10 years? Because obviously they're announcing it in Volume 2, but it obviously had to have been in testing phases and things of that nature before it was ready to be announced. So, I don't know. That just kind of gives a bit of perspective. And also, I wonder where Ironwood was during that time. If Ironwood was still... He was still the general, most likely still the headmaster as well. But, yeah, maybe during its development, yeah. And another thing that was interesting, too, and I'm going to mention it now because I don't know if I'll remember it by the time we get to that point. But, Ironwood mentions when he's confronting Jacques, he was like, it makes a lot of sense that a man like Arthur Watts and Tyrion Callows would be able to pull off a heinous act like the one in that warehouse. Was he referring to... So when he said like the one in that warehouse, is he referring to the Elysian Paladin incident? or is he referring to the polls, like the election night? Because that seemed like it was in a warehouse. But I don't know what. Okay, they were referring to the rally. Okay, that's the wording was a little odd. I was like, wait, is he referring to why Watts was disgraced years ago? What warehouse? What happened? Okay, he meant the election. All right, I just needed clarification on that. It was one or the other for me. Okay. Just curious about that. But now, yeah, everyone puts 2 and 2 together, and that, I don't know, it's a little, I feel like it's a little too soon, because now I'm just thinking, or maybe not too soon, because like, we don't know if Watts has a weapon, like a signature weapon. We know he's an inventor. We don't know if he has a semblance, most likely not. He seems more intellectual. He seems like the type of person, like he seems like a smarter Watts. I'm sorry, a smarter Jacques, right? Where Jacques is like, fighting is beneath me, but he still has the intellect to get things done on his behalf. So he's a tinkerer. He's made the Elysian, he had a part in creating the Elysian Paladins. So I expect him to have some souped up, decked out, like super advanced, sophisticated Elysian Paladin, custom made for him, and maybe even some other like mechanical creations of that sort, that are probably gonna take over and be just as much of a problem for Mantle and Atlas, because like it seems like Tyrion's his only line of defense, right? So I do think that there's more to it than that, especially if he's tethered with Jacques, and Jacques basically owns this SDC, and those mechs and paladins are run off of dust, which is the whole reason why they stole the dust during Volume 1. It's like, hey, let's gather all of this dust, because all of this dust is then going to power the mechs for Volume 2, for Volume 2's plot. And that's another thing. If you remember, during Volume 2, the White, and I just thought of this now, the White Fang rally that Torchwick was doing, he says, he's like, many of your brothers have already gone into the middle, to the southeast. This is the arsenal I can provide you. And thanks to my employer, we were able to snag a few before they hit the shelves. So his employer, he's most likely referring to Cinder, to where Cinder got it from Watts. So Watts has been making moves literally, not just with the Black Queen virus hack from Volume 2, but he probably was the one who gave them those early prototype, or helped them get those early prototype paladins during Volume 2 as well. Yeah, I wonder if Cinder got them from Tyrion. I'm sorry, if Cinder got them from Watts. I just thought of that now. I'm like, okay, if he's tethered to the paladins, then that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, he must have stolen them. Because at that point, that's another reason for him to be upset. It's not explained why he was disgraced, right? They clearly appreciated his technology enough. What did Ironwood say also in Volume 2? He was like, Atlas's greatest minds in partnership with the Schnee Dust Company delivered to you the Elysian Paladin. So he referred to Watts as like a brilliant mind who worked in partnership to create those paladins. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, because after Watts seemingly died, they went along, they took, they continued to use his research, to use his development and his project for everything. I'm telling you, Arnold, Watts is Moriarty. Yeah, that's already confirmed, Mets. That's confirmed in the RWBY book. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, they already confirmed that Watts is Moriarty, or he's a reference to Moriarty if he had never discovered. Wait, not Moriarty. He's a reference to he's a reference to Watson had he been influenced by Moriarty, not Sherlock. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, he's an evil Watson. Yeah, he's an evil Watson influenced by who would have been more influenced by Moriarty than Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, that's what I meant to say. So yeah, it's more of influence than him actually being a reference. But yeah, so so at that point, yeah, sweating bullets, realizing, and it's so ironic too, because the same excuse that he's willing to brush off, like when he was like, oh, are we still safe with that robot here? I know that she kind of had a hand in the massacre. And Ironwood was like, that video was doctored. And then he turns around and uses that same bullshit excuse for like once he's caught, like right when his hand's caught in the cookie jar, he's like, no, that's not real. That's fake. That's I'm going to use that same exact line. Clearly, someone is framing both me and Penny for some weird reason, even though her involvement directly led to me getting elected. You know? Run meme joke, yeah. And so, this is funny too, because at this point, for those who don't know what this clip-on tie is all about, what the first part of the stream was referencing to, for those of you who do not know, on Saturday, for first members, I assume most people in here are first members, and if you're not first members, you're here to see the episode, you know, snippets or the discussion of the episode before tomorrow or whatever. But so Saturday, this chapter went out, and Saturday evening, I had a Discord discussion, as I usually do every weekend, with people in my Discord, friends, people who are subbed to me on Twitch, people who are backing me on Patreon, and who are YouTube channel members and things of that nature. Also, close friends and family are in my Discord as well, but it's privated for the most part behind those methods. And my friend Jamie and John took part in the discussion this past weekend because they haven't really been able to, because, you know, their work schedules and stuff like that are pretty hectic. But we watched the episode in full, and then we watched the episode back. And I don't know, like, I don't really remember how it happened, but we were just talking about the episode, like talking about it, running episode moments back, rewinding points. And I think it was John who first brought it up and first thought of it, like, hey, these tie, you know, he just kept noticing the tie didn't have like the rest of the part that goes around the collar. And we slowly but surely started noticing more and more from different viewpoints, like, does this man actually have a clip-on tie? And the first 20 minutes of our conversation, I kid you not, was funnier. Like, our initial realization that this man was wearing a clip-on tie, in my opinion, was funnier than what I eventually recorded and went up on my channel. It was literally it was like the most organic thing that's ever happened, to the point where I was like, I need this moment for posterity. Like, I need to capture this moment because something ridiculous is happening. And I felt like had I not captured that moment, this would have never, you know what I mean? Like, it would have just been, I mean, it was great that it was just between us three, but the fact that it blew up to become something bigger than it was, you know, to become something bigger than just us three in that Discord on that weekend is crazy. You know, other people are talking about it in other servers. People are talking about it on Twitter. The fucking writers and people at Rooster Teeth acknowledge it and turned it canon, which is insane. You know, the RWBY wiki kind of updated everything. It was crazy. So, for those who don't know, let me see. So, first off, and there are memes upon memes upon memes upon memes of this. Yeah, I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my life. I literally think I laughed for an hour straight, to the point where I was heaving. Like, I was literally like off to the side, healed, like freaking slumped over in my chair, like laughing hysterically, because it was the most absurd. It was so absurd, but the more we talked about it, the more it made sense, right? Like, hey, maybe Mama Schnee has all those cameras in her house so she can catch Jacques putting clip-on ties on. Like, it's so bizarre and stupid, but it makes sense in the context of our continuous nonsense conversation about it. Again, it's one of those things, like, you're just like laughing about stupid shit with your friends, and it just gets funnier and funnier and funnier, to the point where just hearing the word clip-on tie triggered me. Like, I was just hysterical. And so, like, memes were being birthed, like, off of my meme, and like other people in the community Milne 2 over on Twitter did this one, like where it was kind of like exposing, like, breaking news, Jacques Schnee actually wears a clip-on tie. This man wears a tie. This is not the man I voted for. Haha, beta male. Like, people were taking this super, like, and it's crazy too, because like when you think of this, like, and now I think about it realistically, it's like, this is like one of the, and it's happened, this is kind of, and this is also happening in the course of a week, right? 5 days. So Saturday, the episode came out. Sunday, I posted the video. Within 24 hours, I bought these clip-on ties. Within 24 hours, I was like, what did we just do? Like, what did we just do? Like, we literally created something that literally has a life of its own. The community, it just took it and ran with it. You know, next thing I know, right, I'm out here like making freaking thumbnails, making it look as interesting as possible, because I'm like, yo, this is fucking gold. And that's why it has like a clickbaity thumbnail and like a clickbaity title and description, because I'm like, I don't care how clickbaity this is clickbaity because I want people to watch it. This is like so worth watching. And like, I was re-watching it when I was putting it together for the edit, because it was basically like a 2-hour conversation, and I just clipped down all of the highlight moments of it. And it was 30 minutes of a meme being created. Like, we created a meme in the course of 30 minutes, right? And what blows my mind, like what literally blows my mind, is that, oh, hold on a second. Let me do this really quick. Hold on. Okay, so what blows my mind is that I post this on Twitter, and then a few hours, and then like an hour or so later, Kaylin Coaxon, if you guys don't know, my girlfriend, she posted, can you confirm or deny whether or not Jacques middle name Schnee is wearing a clip-on tie? And I didn't think that would go anywhere. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, she's reaching out to the writers, right? It's like, oh, this would be really funny if this was actually a thing, if this is something that they foresaw, but they didn't. And guess what? They didn't, but they fucking went with it. And that's what makes the community so fucking dope. There are people, let me segue really quick in saying this. There are people that are mad that this is a thing. That an article of clothing that has no consequence to this show at all, right? It could be a clip-on, it couldn't be a clip-on, are fucking mad about a tie. That's when you know you fucking made it. That's when you know, like, yo, this is like the fucking coolest thing ever. And it's cool because it's like, they didn't have to do that shit. You know what I mean? It's literally a tie. Who fucking cares if it's a tie or not? But the fact of the matter is, we made 30 minutes of gold content that people fucking love. People in the comments were just like, this is the funniest shit that I've ever watched in years. Someone needs to animate this entire conversation you guys had to kind of give new life to it. And I'm just like, yo, that's so fucking funny. Like, that's awesome. And I love that. And so, like, Eddie was just like, oh, you know what? Why not? Let's make it canon. And then Kiersey, another writer, she was like, I'm in favor of that. And I don't know. I think that it's cool. You know, Eddie's like the Eddie, like, I really think Eddie Rivas is the best thing to ever happen to this community. You know, to be quite honest, he's incredibly active on social media. Not to take, and you know, and that's not to take anything away from Miles and Carrie. You know, I never want to feel like, oh, they're writers, they're part of this community, they're obligated to be on social media. You know what I mean? But like, it seems like Eddie's at home with the community, especially on Twitter. He watches my videos, he watches Kaylin's videos, he watches other people, you know, he watches Xiaolong's videos. Like, he's super involved in the community, and that's incredibly endearing for us, because it's like, these people already go above and beyond with making a show that they make and believe in, and it's a project between all of them to the community, and we in turn support them for that. But then we go off and make our own stuff. But it's cool that I really don't think there's any other company out there. I really, like, legitimately don't think there's any other company out there that goes to this extent the same way that Rooster Teeth does, as community driven, as supportive, as just even in the fact of simply acknowledging what we do. You know what I mean? It's not like a ringing endorsement like, hey, Murder of Birds, we're going to credit you as a writer now because your idea made it in the show. It's just like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? you know, and now
You called me
the
fake.
community is now
Am I really
organically
your
a part
friend?
of the show, even more than just being simple viewers. I don't know. I think that's cool. It's one of the reasons why I love Rooster Teeth, you know what I mean? And they've been doing this shit for years, you know what I mean? And people get uptight about it, and they take it to the ends of the earth in ways that it doesn't need to be taken, right? The fact that I turned a clip-on tie, and here's the funny thing. The funny thing about this is that he's wearing the same tie. It's not like I looked at his tie and I turned it into something that it's not. He's wearing the same tie since volume 4. All I did was I noticed what kind of tie it was, and they're like, it's now a clip-on tie. It wasn't before, but now that you noticed it, it is. And people are just like, oh, well, now he's gonna influence the show and the writers are gonna listen to him, and like, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm going on a tangent. I apologize. I'm going on a tangent. I'm bringing it back. I'm reeling it back. Eddie is the best thing that's ever happened in this community. Kiersey's amazing, and I love how supportive and fun they are with the fandom, right? They still take things at their discretion as writers. No one knows what is or isn't planned, and that's beyond the scope of anyone besides them. What they say is ultimately what we have to take at face value, or for what they say. I don't think they have any reason to lie to us, but I don't know. I just love it. I'm super fucking passionate about it, and it's super cool. And to an extent, yeah, it's super like validating to know that they watch the videos and they're super like involved with it. You know, they double down just as much as I did. I don't think they're gonna start wearing clip-ons now, but I don't know. It's super dope, and I loved it. And so like, even here, so like I'm on Twitter right now about it, and just people like are going crazy about this shit. You know, like it's like I've never seen memes, but I've never been at the nexus of a meme's creation. And to see it happen, right? Like even Winter, let it be known that my pathetic excuse of a father and businessman wears a clip-on. Don't feel sorry for him. I'm like, this happened based like on a video that my friends and I just did for fun. And I feel like in a way that goes even further to prove like you can't manufacture a meme. I don't know. I absolutely love it. You know, people over here like, we've been so blind, and now people like, and this is even crazier, people are literally vandalizing their original, like their RWBY official companions with revisions that this bitch wears a clip-on tie. Like, that's groundbreaking. That's community changing. And I love it. Don't do that to the book. No, I don't think that's cringe. I think that's like transcendence. That's literally like, you transcend memehood when you do that. I don't know. Like, that's devotion, that's dedication. You know, you got people doing these kind of like crazy next level edits to a fucking meme. I don't know. I love it. I love it. I think it's great. And then like the official RWBY Twitter hand. Look at this one. What are you in here for? I killed a man. And you? I wear clip-on ties. Oh my god, dude. You can't look at this shit and tell me this isn't gold. Like, this is great, man. This is like the best thing ever. I absolutely love this shit. And me, Jamie, and John. Look at this. I lost to a clip-on tie. Fan art's being created now. I love it. Absolutely love it. And like, you know, shout out to Rooster Teeth, to the RWBY Twitter for validating and making that super freaking super awesome overall. And then obviously my clip-on tie yang. Christina lost to a clip-on tie. Yeah. But ultimately, well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk on the clip-on tie fiasco that's been going on in the last week. Like, it's, I don't know. It's super fun, and I don't think something like that will ever happen again in my lifetime. It definitely won't be the end of the meme, right? Because we got what other memes did we get this year? We got the selfie meme. The selfie was probably like the first biggest one to come out of this volume, but I don't know. I think it's awesome, and I had a lot of fun like building up that whole thing this last week, even going as far as to buy a clip-on just to kind of double down on the whole thing. About to photo you posted earlier. God damn it, Arnold. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys haven't seen the video, it's on my channel. It's 30 minutes. It's a gut buster for sure. But with that, Weiss literally arrested her dad. Can she even do that? Like, realistically, like, I know huntsmen are like officials as well, like law enforcement to an extent, but like, I'm like, Weiss, can you even arrest your dad? That's freaking badass as hell. Can I do that? Oh, man. Like, what does that say about you? Like, you arrested your father. Could you ever look at Volume 1 Weiss and be like, you're gonna arrest your dad one day? Yeah, citizen's arrest. Yeah, citizen's arrest. I mean, he definitely broke some laws. What better person to put him in his place than than his daughter also. Yeah, it's a citizen's arrest, I guess. Oh, Ross, I don't have the memes this week. Yeah, I posted on Twitter as well, like an Inception selfie of this. Like, basically, Weiss is like the second, like the tier 2 selfie meme to the Blake and Yang meme. I don't think it's as potent, because like a selfie meme is way better than that, but editing that out, you can definitely do a lot of memeing with what you can get out of it. Volume 1 Weiss, no, I don't. Wait, no, I won't. Volume 7. Huh. Jacques didn't break the law for treason. He broke the law for wearing a clip-on tie. I thought you were going somewhere with that. I actually read that, like, seriously. I'm like, oh, what did this person have to say? Yeah, the whole scene was really really satisfying. It's like Jacques fucks up, gets caught red-handed, squirms to try to wiggle his way out of it, makes off like a bandit, or attempts to, and is just confronted, and I just love how it comes back around full circle. It's like, you thought you had me, you know what I mean? Like, and he's the one that tried to like hold Weiss down, and like, this is like, it's her turn. It's what the song says too. Time for you to learn, it's my turn. And what a better way. I don't think there's any better way for her to have done it, to just like literally arrest her own father with her big sister behind her just supporting her. It was great. But moving on from there, so basically Jacques' goose is cooked. Back down in Mantle, things are heating up. No pun intended. Like, I literally mean things are heating up because, like, things are escalating. That's what I meant. It had nothing to, I swear to God, it had nothing to do with the fire dust or, like, the bonfire going on. That was just a playful pun that happened. But yeah, I love how we keep seeing Drunk Man. Like, this guy's been promoted and featured this volume more than any other fucking side character, which is really, really funny. I don't know. It's kind of, excuse me. It's kind of interesting how often this guy has screen time after a lot of people just like shit on him in the first episode. But yeah, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And it also looks like there's a follow-up riot that's going to be happening. They're obviously stealing dust from the store and everything. They're just trying to create a heat source just to stay alive in the form of a bonfire. And I don't really know if dust is the best option, because that shit can just kill everybody if not handled properly. At least I would think so. But yeah, Watts and Tyrion they're just doubling down now. Now I think they're going to start like actually killing people and creating more and more of panic and hysteria. My question is, what more can Watts do here now? You know what I mean? Like, his prize is up in Atlas, right? The Relic of Knowledge. I assume the Relic of Knowledge is going to be a consolation prize, right? Because the whole point of why him and Tyrion are there is they need to get the relic before it, well, they're supposed to do it before they reach Atlas, or before it's finally secure in Atlas. And I think that is their main goal. I don't know if they're actually doubling down and going for the staff as well. At least that's not what they said. They also could be trying to double down to get Penny now that Watts has Atlas's network. And I'm surprised Ironwood didn't look into that, because there's a chance for him to discover the Mantle network and discover, like, I'm sorry, Mantle, the Amity network, and try to figure out what they're doing with that. So if he ends up getting Penny, like, that's like a legitimate possibility now, because he has that updated tech, and she's also an updated part of that. So I don't know, if their goal is chaos, then I expect them at some point to be like, all right, our job here is done. Let's move on up to Atlas and try to find this relic. Because they don't know that Cinder and Neo are above, right? It seems like Cinder and Neo are in the perfect spot at the perfect time, because it's like, while everything is going on in Mantle, while most resources are being refocused, like, right, you have Team RWBY, Team Juniper, you have the Aesops, everyone's going down to Mantle, but then you have Neo and Cinder who are up in Atlas, and they're probably going to try to either make moves on figuring out where the Relic of Knowledge is, where the Maiden is, or whatever the case might be. But these two parties, you know, Watts and Tyrion don't know that Cinder and Emerald are here. So that's another thing too. It's just like a happy coincidence that these two are allowing Cinder and Neo to kind of do things in Mantle without raising suspicion. You know, also I found it really really clever that the dust shop that this guy robbed is called Dust in the Wind, because essentially that's like another pun, like a dust pun from like the From Dusk Till Dawn dust shop from Volume 1. So I think that's really clever, like From Dusk Till Dawn and Dust in the Wind, both dust shops, one in Beacon, or rather one in Vale and one in Mantle. I thought that was really, really clever. Arnold, the RWBY account, just posted a GIF for the next episode. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that. I typically stay away from any type of visual, like, spoilers or visual snippets of the episode. Thumbnails are fine. You know, the thumbnail for the next episode is fine, the description is fine, but I typically stay away from everything else. Yeah, no shopkeeper cameo. I really wish that they doubled down and was like, I really wish the shopkeeper was like the Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny of the series, but it's the one dude running everything. I just think, like, beyond Volume 3, there really was no place for that thematically, because the show is just took a way serious, a bigger, more serious approach as the series kind of continued on to Volume 4. Oh my god, it's a reference to Pyrrha. Shut up. Dust in the Wind. God damn it, guys. Yeah, Dust in the Wind is a song title. Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn is also a movie title. I think he might be in Vacuo. Wait, who might be in Vacuo? How many chapters are left? There's 4 chapters. So there's 13 chapters this volume. I believe they finished animating the volume already. Like, the volume's already done for the most part. Like, Eddie and them are already, like, doing early writing and early storyboarding for Volume 8, I believe. So yeah, things are coming along. Like, they're super far ahead in their schedule, more than they've ever been. They got to get that heating grid back online ASAP. Yeah, so the first thing that they're basically going to try to do is apprehend Watts and Tyrion, try to figure out where they are, because Tyrion and Watts, they're constantly staying mobile, so that way they don't get discovered. So that's doubles down to, like, Watts and his intelligence of realizing, hey, it's just 2 of us. If we're discovered, we're fucked, because we can't take on this whole city by ourselves. So in the meantime, let's just keep moving. Let's make this hit, keep moving, make this hit, keep moving. Don't stay in one place for too long. I'll go up in Atlas. I'll come back down. We'll continue doing our whole thing. We're going to create all of this chaos and pandemonium and panic and all that stuff. We got Grim moving in. We have Big Grim moving in. We got Little Grim moving in. We're going to be making moves on the street too, picking off some people, just causing more hysteria and panic. And yeah, like they're just kind of like bobbing and weaving through the crowd. So there's really, unless they're just hard stuck, like caught in the act, right? Like the intro would suggest. You had Ironwood looking and pointing his gun at somebody or something. He's pointing at the camera, but I assume it's from the perspective of somebody. And then he shoots them. I don't know if he's going to shoot Watts. I don't know if he's going to shoot Tyrion. I don't know if he's going to shoot somebody else. I don't know. It's interesting, but like, and even in the episode, he's like, what about Watts and Tyrion? And he was like, leave them to me. So Ironwood might get his hands dirty. We might actually see what his semblance is. We might see what the second trigger on his gun does, because we never got to see that in Volume 3. But yeah, he might actually get his hands dirty down in Mantle or even Atlas, depending on who he ends up fighting. Now, Jacques went to prison. Jacques went to jail. He's out of the picture at this point. Yeah, or what if he shoots Clover? Like, what if he shoots if there is a traitor amongst the Aesops, what if he shoots one of his Aesops? You know, because in the intro, when he fires, he kind of looks sad about doing it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like maybe he shoots someone that he wish he didn't have to shoot. Or Penny, if she gets hacked. You know, shooting the daughter of someone that him and Pietro worked on together. I don't know. That's going to be crazy, man. That's going to be nuts. Or maybe he won't shoot anyone and maybe we're overlooking that. But it's just like, I don't know. Everything in the intro has happened. Everything in the intro has kind of come to fruition in one way or another. And like ever since last volume, the openings are basically kind of like anime spoilers if you look into it. If you look deep enough into it. But yeah, we also need to get the Tyrion versus Crow and Robin fight, which that might be tomorrow. That, I assume that's going to happen within the next 3 to 4 chapters. It's going to happen by the end. So within the next 4 episodes, I expect Tyrion to fight against Robin and Crow, basically a rematch for Crow and the person who stabbed Robin's friend Fiona. So there's that. We also, I assume the Happy Huntresses are going to get back involved. We might learn about Joanna's semblance at this point because hers is the only one of the Happy Huntresses that we don't know what her semblance is. Idea, Nora's been butting heads with Ironwood a lot. Perhaps she takes it too far and Watts and Tyrion might find out. They've been setting up a Renora death, specifically Nora, for a bit. I don't think it's a death. I feel like a lot of people are anticipating a death or want a death because it's like, oh, it's kind of like the build-up and everyone's referring to Volume 3, you know, and Pyrrha died in Volume 3. And I feel like everyone's expecting someone to die in the finale volume, right? People expected Renora to die in Volume 4. People expected Crow to die in Volume 5. People expected Crow to also die in Volume 6, surprisingly enough, based on the intro. And I feel like Volume 7, especially with a lot of like with the rise and fall of of everything that's kind of taking place in Mantle, it's kind of happening again. People are just expecting a death. I don't know. I don't think it's that serious. I think there's just a rift between like Nora's empathy and Ironwood's like tough calls as the general, and you know, those things happen. At least right now, everyone seems to be on the same page, with the exception of Ren here and there. You know what I mean? Like he's a little kind of wayward and off doing, you know, in his own head about certain things, but hopefully Nora is able to kind of reassure him of that and kind of stick to the mission. Nora backstory. We still have another volume. We have this volume and next volume, or maybe Sam Ireland misspoke, or maybe she thought we were going to get more of Nora than what we actually did for Volume 7. Who knows? We have 4 chapters left, so we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, moving on from there, we go back to the house. Back to the mansion, rather, the manor. And yeah, so essentially they start putting the pieces together. I love that they showed the rest of Nicholas Schnee from the last chapter, because we only got to see a piece of his armor. And I remember last chapter we were talking about how, like, oh, it'd be super cool if it, like, if Weiss's armor was like a symbolic representation of her grandfather, even though it is of the suit of armor that was used by the Grimm that she defeated in her white trailer. But I thought that was super cool that, like, this guy looks like a beast. This guy's like a badass. Like, he's got this portrait in this room, and then in, like, the actual gallery room where Weiss was walking near, like, where Weiss passed to get to her father's office last chapter, we see another portrait of him, which it looked like he had longer hair. Like, this guy got shit done. He was a huntsman through and through, and he built this entire company, and I can easily see why Weiss would want to follow in his footsteps based on this. Like, out of everyone in her family lineage, you know, to an extent, Winter as well, they wanted to be huntresses because of the grandfather's influence of being probably a huntsman before that was really a thing. Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas Schnee also tied his own ties, so you can definitely tell that it doesn't run in the family. It runs in the family because Jacques married into the family. He's not a Schnee by blood. But yeah, he's badass Santa Claus for sure. I think I said that in my reaction too, actually. I was like, Nicholas Schnee is such a cool Santa Claus. Because that's essentially his reference. Jolly old St. Nicholas. Is Nicholas Willow's brother? No, Nicholas is Willow's father. Yeah. Nicholas Schnee is Willow Schnee's father. Because that's the grandfather of Weiss, Whitley, and Winter. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Family trees are hard, guys. For some people, of course, myself included. I had to, like, stop and think, I'm like, wait, is that right? I don't want to fuck this up. No, Jacques married into the family. His name is Jacques Joulet. And then he married into the family and became a Schnee and took over the company. So yeah, I don't know where the hell he came from. I don't know what Willow saw in him, to be quite honest, because she had all of the renown. She had all of the prestige. She's the one who had the influence, and he probably was just like, again, he married her because of her name. So clearly this guy just came out of nowhere. Jacques Joulet. I think it's Jele. Joulet. It sounds like it's French. So yeah. Or Jule. Gele. Okay, there you go. It's J or G. And we're getting to the GIF and GIF. I don't know. It's Jacques Joulet. That's how it's pronounced. But yeah, so they kind of figure him out, realize like, hey, this guy didn't even think through his fucking plan, and he's gonna get everyone else killed because he's an idiot. And I like how Winter at least got a little pop-off moment here because, you know, she kind of not misspoke, you know, but she obviously let her emotions get the better of her for right reasons, you know, last chapter. And I just love how she was just like, yo, shut the fuck up and fix this. And he was just like petrified from his daughter, you know, because, you know, he fucked up. And obviously everyone else is applying that and realizing, okay, what can this guy get away with? And the fact that Watts has 2 cities in the palm of his hand, right? The fact that he created the entire Mantle network code is scary because, like, from inception, Watts, I feel like, always had that in his back pocket to an extent. But now, because of Jacques, he has Atlas at the palm of his hand, like literally in the palm of his hands, because he changed the password, which is really, I don't know, that's pretty funny when you think about it. It's like, how did this man get so much power? It's like, Jacques gave him his password and then he just changed the password. That's like the typical hacking your Facebook account, hacking your Twitter account. That's literally all you do. You just change the password. You're not like some 200 IQ hacker or anything like that. Yeah, he has authorization now, basically. He has, he ran the program as administrator. Yeah, the password is Atlas, but replace the L with a 3 and add a pound symbol to the end. I don't know. It's Beacon, but replace the E with a 3. What would you replace for a number? Replace the S with a 5 and add a pound symbol to the end. Yeah, there you go. That's how it works. You got to replace a letter with a number and add a pound symbol to the end. There you go. But yeah, so like he just has everything. And like the whole reason why they were so like the reason why Atlas in general was just so lenient and laid back and casual to the fact that shit's going down in Mantle is because their tech was upgraded. Right? Like they were like, and that's what really pissed me off. That like legitimately that really annoyed me. The idea that Pietro and Ironwood, or at least Pietro in the last episode, was like, you know, Atlas is running on an old Mantle's running on an old network, but everything in Atlas has been upgraded. I'm like, why are you okay with that? Like, why would you be okay with that? Why aren't you, you know? And then in the first episode, they're like, oh, me and the general are thinking that maybe the person who hacked the Vital Festival tournament is a genius, a traitor, or both. I think that, and so does the general. And no one there is thinking, we should probably update Mantle just to be safe. And I'm like, come on. I don't know. I was just a little annoyed by how complacent, how like content they were with that. Because that's all he needed. I know replacing the entire, I don't think it's hard. Because if they can do the whole thing to Atlas, it's just a matter of like, it's oversight. It's like, well, we're going to deal with us first, and Mantle, is it really that serious? It's Mantle. Who's going to want to hack Mantle? So yeah, they were definitely worrying about themselves. Because if it was that hard, it's like, well, they did it with Atlas. It's laziness at that point. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that things could have been a lot different, but then again, if they did that, there'd be no plot. So, at the end of the day, yeah, you can understand why it works out for Watts. And when you realize even that he created the code, you know, he had it in his pocket since the day he stepped back into Atlas, or into Mantle rather. The government should have been protecting Mantle, no excuses. Yeah, like I said, like I feel like it's just like I think it's just a like blanket content for how Mantle is treated across the board. I don't think anyone's like on a board of councilmen, it's like 9 out of 10 people are like, I feel like it's across the board. Everyone is fine with how they treat Mantle, and it's just how do you say it? Like a socio-economic decision, again, you know, in terms of politics, that Mantle just gets shafted every time because they're not a priority. But now look where they're going to defend. They're going to defend Mantle because by proxy, if that place goes down, they go down. And I think that's the whole point of the chapter title, As Above, So Below. I think that As Above, So Below is like a reflection, right? As Mantle, you know what I mean? Like, I forgot. I think it has something to do with like, for as perfect and bright and regal as Atlas is, it is a direct reflection of how bleak and dark and despairing Mantle is. And they kind of reflect one another. You know what I mean? And Mantle is a direct reflection of how Atlas treats it, and vice versa. At least I think that's the interpretation. Negligence and complacency, for sure. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. Thank you. Yeah, I'm wearing a clip-on tie. Yeah, so I think that's what the title of the episode means, As Above, So Below, because now look at Atlas. Now Atlas realizes, holy shit, Mantle's on fire, Mantle's crumbling, shit's going down, now we're gonna help them, and we're only gonna help them because they affect our survivability, you know? So, don't side with clip-ons. I gotta double down, it's my meme, it's on brand, okay? I don't advocate for clip-on ties. I'm making a compromise here, okay? I'm doing what needs to be done for the greater good. All right? Make sure you guys wear clip-on ties to RTX if you're going, by the way. But yeah, so I liked this scene here. If you guys notice, look at Jacques' pocket. It shows his scroll lighting through his pocket. I noticed this I think my second watch or my third watch, and I like jumped. I was like, that's so cool. Like, I think that's just really cool. Like a neat little detail that could probably be picked up on, like, that could probably happen to anyone if their clothes were like, had light enough, like linen or whatever, for the light to kind of illuminate through it. I just thought that was a really nice attention to detail there. And I noticed it at a glance. It wasn't like, okay, I'm hyper focused on all of these moments, I need to pick up on every little thing. Like, it caught my eye, and I was like, that is super cool. So shout out to whoever took the initiative at making that a little attention to detail moment. I appreciated it very much. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna get through some of these super chats because I feel like I'm rambling way too much and I'm not noticing. Willow Schnee for MVP for sure. Watts is just evil Tony Stark. By the way, Adam and I say hi. Yo, Christian! Thank you so much, dude. Yo, I feel like I'm always rambling when you super chat. I apologize, buddy. Say hi to Adam for me, dude. Appreciate you being in the chat again. Unpopular opinion. Jacques really didn't know about Penny and Tyrion overwork. Seems more likely that he stayed hands off and just let Watts do his thing. Plausible deniability. So that's the thing too. I'm in complete alignment with that. That doesn't negate the fact that he still like lied, that he still played the victim, and just like he just turned everything on Ironwood. Like he had no, like at the end of the day, treason. That's treason at the end of the day. It's like you're giving, just imagine like you're a government official and you give authorized clearance codes to somebody else and you don't know what they're going to do with that. You don't ask questions. You just give it to them because they promise that you're going to get what you want. That's literally treason. Like you can literally, like treason and I think treason across all, I don't know about all countries, but I know for the most part, treason is punishable by death. And I know you said unpopular opinion, but like, let's be real. Jacques isn't really a savory guy. Like, it's not like what he's doing is for the betterment of anyone else but himself. He's just a very not good character. And so, yeah, I feel like if he gets lumped in with whatever Watts was actually doing, sucks to be you. Maybe you shouldn't have just blatantly done that, you know? Even if it's not accessory to murder, it's like, well, he didn't know. But guess what? You still put yourself in that position to be in that position, so you're still accountable for your actions. So, yeah. And at the end of the day, I think treason is worse than... It's just as worse as accessory to murder, because it's like, I think accessory to murder, you'd probably get jail time, maybe like life in prison, but treason, like, they kill you for that. So yeah. Guilty by association as well. Let's see. Wonder if Watts tried to replicate Penny, but better, with a full soul in a paladin. Would be pretty insane and disgrace-worthy. That sounds interesting, actually, Sabayan. Like, because Penny, I feel like for the most part, Penny is like and I mentioned this a few times in the past, but Penny is kind of like gentle, and she's not just like bloodthirsty and just like, I need to kill things, I need to maintain order through force. But then you look at those paladins, and it's like, what more are these paladins used for than brute force? Sacrificing lives to power that, I think, like, disgrace. A disgraced scientist. You would go against ethics at that point. I think going against ethics, right? Sacrificing human lives, not honoring, like, scientific code, whatever that could be. I feel like ethics kind of fall in line with that. Yeah, I think it comes down to human lives in some capacity, sacrificing human lives in some capacity. Yeah, I can definitely see it being something along those lines. I just don't know what that could be. Now I'm just thinking, like, imagine like his machines like ran off of like actual like the blood of people, and he just like, hey, I got these new machines, but you gotta kill people in order for them to work. And I don't know, I just feel like it could be to that extent, like sacrificing human lives for the sake of the future, for the sake of science. Yeah, like human transmutation. I don't know. Yeah, because like the whole disgrace thing, he didn't explain to Watts what it was. He was like, after everything I did, he still disgraced me. But then he made the Paladins, so I'm wondering if the Paladins had anything to do with the, if the Paladins had anything to do with him being disgraced down the road. But yeah, that seems like a pretty disgraceful thing to do. Using human lives to kind of further your career and your projects, and kind of just tossing them aside like they're expendable. Did Cinder promise last volume that she would help Neo kill RWBY only if she gets the relic first, or does the order not matter? Okay, what did she say? She says, help me get to Atlas. Help me find RWBY. Do that, and the rest is up to you. So basically, she's saying, like, I think that their main priority is RWBY, because she was really talking about, like, I've been instructed not to kill her, but you have no rules. No one's telling you what to do. So she's using Neo as a proxy. She's like, I can't kill her, but by extension, I want you to kill her. So if anything happens, you know what I mean? It's kind of like it's like Neo's being her scapegoat. But yeah, I don't think they're primarily focused on the relic. I think that's also a byproduct. She wants to be, she wants to kind of regain her honor back, and the whole reason why she's kind of in this kind of turmoil is because she fucked up the plan at Haven, and it costed them the relic of knowledge. And as of right now, Oscar is kind of out and about doing his own thing with the relic on his hip. So there's a very likely chance that at some point, maybe Neo and Cinder will cross paths with him, because Cinder at least knows that that's Ozpin. But she doesn't know that Ozpin's gone, so that could spell trouble for Oscar if Ozpin doesn't come back to help in his time of need. Watts is going to put Atlas on the mantle. Blue Rat 138, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. The unholy hand grenade said it in chat, but just bringing it to your attention. If they take the relic that keeps Atlas afloat, it's going to be full-on extinction event happening. Yeah, I mentioned that last chapter. In the last discussion, I was like, well, it can only be used for one purpose at a time, and we all know that that relic is coming out of that vault. Some way, somehow, by someone, and no one's going to know that that's going to happen. Like, nobody besides Ironwood and his close inner circle probably knows about the true purpose of the relic holding Atlas in the sky. And so, yeah, that's going to probably surprise whoever even takes the relic out, because then everyone is in danger. So, unless something happens, unless Penny sacrifices herself, like flies underneath Atlas as it's falling and like prevents it from falling to the earth and just like thrust, like I can easily see that being the case. I can easily seeing that being Penny's like final moment, trying to save Atlas, trying to prevent Atlas from like crushing into the earth. So, which would suck, because then that would be like her definitive end, because Pietro can't manifest enough aura to bring her back, and if her core is especially destroyed in that, then that's like kaput for her. Yeah, Penny's basically gonna be like an Astro Boy. Let's see. All right, let's get back on track to this. Okay, so we got the scroll. Mantle on fire. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so these fucking mechs, dude. These mechs are so useless. I've been talking about this for so long. It's like, even against like, return to your home, citizens. Return to your home, citizens. And then they're like, we'll give you return to your homes. We'll give you guys be safe. It's like, you guys suck against Grimm. You suck against people. Like, I don't know, man. Like, they need to, like, I don't know. You guys need to stop being cheap and just hire huntsmen to protect you. Or, I don't know. Stop using them. They're dumb cannon fodder. I look at those soldiers and I'm just like, they put me to sleep because I'm just like, they're pushovers. They're just going to be taken out. Simple. And even when they shoot at Grim, it doesn't do anything. And I'm just like, why are these things here? Remember when they were cool in Volume 2? No, these things were never cool in Volume 2. They were fighting off tiny little freaking Beowulfs and Ursa and Borbatusks. Child's play. Yeah, the androids are the equivalent to stormtroopers. Well, I've never seen Star Wars, so I didn't know that. I guess stormtroopers are just as bad. Yeah, they messed up in Ursa because there was strength in numbers, and that's it. And some of the Grim, the Borbatusks, some of them still managed to destroy these things. So yeah, think their strength is in... Yeah, their strength is literally only in numbers. You'd rather real soldiers get beat to death by the citizens? Well, there are some real soldiers in the background, but they're kind of like keeping their distance. I feel like these Atlesian soldiers are only agitating the people more because it's like, well, these are just more property of Atlas used to hold us down, to keep us down. You know? I don't think these people would actually assault live, like, real people. But yeah, and then again, another thing too, like Maria, I feel really like nervous for Maria and Pietro because like these people are old. Like they're old people. They don't have really good blood circulation anymore. It takes way longer for them to probably get warm than anybody else. And they're just chilling outside, hand in hand, just like what the heck? Like, we're just old people. Like, what's going on? The world is crumbling around us. We have no idea what to do. But yeah, I just hope nothing bad happens to them. We hadn't seen Maria for like half the volume. It'd be really upsetting if something like that happened to her. But then we got some Grim. We got some big boys. We got some thickums. We got some thick boys coming through to destroy and level this fucking city. The Megaliaths, which I assume are just like the distant cousins of the normal Goliaths from Volume 2. Again, another reference to Volume 2 there. But RWBY mentions in Chapter 4, the chapter that they get their licenses. I believe that's Chapter 4. She like looks on the Atlas news board and she was like, oh my gosh, it's an app now? What are we gonna do first? Can we ride on a Megaliath? And I'm like, wait, a Megaliath? What is that? So, yeah, these are essentially like woolly mammoth based Goliath Grim. And again, it kind of fits the whole theme of prehistoric Grim that they're going with for the region of Atlas. So you have the saber-toothed tigers, you got the woolly mammoths, you got the centipedes or like the cephalopod centipedes, you got the pterodactyl now. So you literally have like prehistoric and Jurassic-based Grim, which is super cool. And these things look like they're about to level this fucking city. And I'm like, it triggers me so much more. Because it was like, all you had to do, like, you haven't even finished the Amity project yet. All you had to do was divert a little bit of the resources that you were stealing from Mantle Ironwood to fix this fucking wall. And now, I'm not saying this wall looks like shit. Like, this wall does not look like it's gonna save them from any of these, like, from these Grim. Like, these Grim are just, like, battering rams that are just gonna ram through this wall. But, like, the fact that you have this wall that the Sabers, at least, can just walk right into your city and just, like, start killing people on sight, that is unacceptable. Like, I'm so angry that this is, like, a thing. Like, this big of a hole. Now, granted, like, these Grim are super attracted because all of the negative emotion that's manifesting right now, which is clearly what Watts wanted. and it's even bigger, and it's happening I think at a faster rate than last time, because last time they had manticores that were coming in. So right now we have sabers, we have megalithids, the fucking manticores can very well show back up. But yeah, like this giant ass hole in the wall. Like I expect a Grim to just be like to just oh, can I come in? Oh, okay. And just fucking do whatever the hell they want, like they own the place. I don't know. It triggers me so much, dude. I'm like, why the fuck aren't you gonna, like, complacency and negligence, ladies and gentlemen. That's like a sore green thumb. Like, damn, Ironwood, like, you don't care about Mantle that much? You literally let this shit stay like this for how long? This is what Robin was fighting for. This is why Robin was stealing the resources. She's like, I'm not asking for much. I just don't want my people to be slaughtered in their sleep because there's Grim running about at night because Atlas doesn't give a fuck about us. You know? It's like, I don't know, man. Like, goddamn, dude. Get your shit together, Mantle. Or rather, Atlas, get your shit together and help these people. But yeah, and then on top of that, the wall looks so shitty regardless. Like, that wall looks like it's made out of, like, paper mache or something. It's super thin. It looks like it's being held up with, like rooftop scaffolding, which is very, like, basic. Look how thin that wall is from that angle. And I'm just like, who is that wall protecting? Like, nobody. Look how many freaking megalithids there are. There's literally, like, 30 megalithids just barreling through the freaking tundra. Yeah, sheet metal, like even worse. I feel like paper mache would have a better chance. Yeah, illusion of protection. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I feel bad for these people, dude. I'm just like, the resources she stole, like she's redistributing them to the people, but it's like, these people aren't equipped to kind of deal with stuff like this. Like, hey, people, citizens, taxpayers of Mantle, let's just fucking become architects. Let's just become construction workers and fix this wall like we know how to do that. It's like the government should have done that. They should have at least done this, dude. Like, at least done this. Like, this doesn't take dust. I don't know. I'm triggered, guys, if you didn't realize. Like, this wall thing just really... I think I even got pissed off about it in my reaction. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, you really couldn't fix this wall? It just... I didn't think it was that bad either. Because, look, they got, like, houses right there, dude. Like, these Grim just walk in. Just walk in like they own the place. And this wall's been damaged for weeks. Since the first chapter... The first chapter they mentioned, like, it was on the news board. It was like outer wall damaged. And since then, they just didn't do anything about it. We're gonna get a wall and make the Grim pay for it. Oh, boy. Yeah, the Grim are like, the hell will pay for this wall. The Grim are like, yeah, we'll pay for that wall and then some. Oh my god. I guess they are using the sheet metal to construct the tower on top of Amity. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but like, they don't want it. They want to penny pinch everything. They're like, hey, we gotta drive to the middle of the tundra because we can't use dust. We can't fix this wall because those resources are for Amity. But it's like, so here's how smart Ironwood is, right? He's like, okay, we're going to take these resources that are needed in Mantle to fix this wall. We're going to reapply those to the tower. And then we're going to broadcast to Atlas and Mantle Salem's existence, which will then in turn create a ripple effect and cause panic to naturally happen amongst the public, which is what they're expecting. They're like, we have our fleet, we have our huntsmen and huntresses ready. We're going to quell everything, right? So, regardless of that, the wall still wouldn't be fixed when that panic happens and these Grim come in to kind of swoop in and cause panic for everything and everybody. So whether, I don't know, I feel like regardless of the fact, the wall wouldn't be fixed either way. It's like, we're taking these resources away that's gonna fix your problem to put it up there, so that way when the problem happens, your wall still won't be fixed. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm moving on. Long story short, I really hate this whole wall situation. Like, I'm really pissed off that they didn't fix it. Yeah, they intended to fix it after Amity was repaired, but it's like, you do realize that Mantle is still at risk for those Grimm running rampant in Mantle because the wall was never fixed. But yeah. So meanwhile, Ironwood's like, fuck, I should have fixed that wall. The best laid plan, Arnold. The best laid plan. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. Made it to the stream late. Sorry, is that a clip-on? Yes, it is. This is indeed a clip-on tie, my friend. Pietro better have some weapons in that chair. He's like, yo, I keep this thing on me at all times. Let's see. I'm scared for Pietro and Maria because if Watts pays his old friend... Oh, shit. Bro, you just scared me, dude. I'm scared for Pietro and Maria. Watts is literally right down the street, dude. With Tyrion. What if Watts pays his old friend a visit? Maria can't do anything against Tyrion. Neither can Pietro. I didn't even think of that, bro. They're literally right down the street. Oh my God. Oh dear. And Penny's on her way right now too. I mean, yeah, Maria still has her semblance, but she's old. Her preflexes are like delayed at this point because of like arthritis and just the fact that she somehow shrunk from how young she was back in the day. Her preflexes probably have lag at this point. Oh my God, bro, you got me shook. Wow, dude. Hold on. Do you think Summer could still be alive? After all, no body, no death. I mean... we didn't see Ozpin's body die in Volume 3, but he did die. The problem with that is that Summer was confirmed dead, like, when the show started. Like, she was dead before the show started, canonically. So it's like, if she isn't dead, where the hell is she? I'd say she's dead unless proven otherwise. I'm gonna go based off of what the show is laid out for me, because there's no evidence to suggest that she's not dead. Hey Arnold, glad I was able to stop in during the stream. Ironwood did too much of that over prioritizing the large things and the big picture and chose to ignore the smaller things. And now it's biting him in the... Damn straight it is. QB's Parton? Or Cube is Spartan 4210. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I apologize. Thank you so much for the €50 or the £50 super chat. Thank you so much for that. Super generous of you. Appreciate that. Glad to have you in the chat. Oh, damn, dude. Yo, Pietro could die, dude. Like, where everyone's talking about, like, wait, if Penny dies again, Pietro won't be able to remake her. But it's like, well, what if Pietro just dies? Then the Penny we have is the last Penny we'll ever get. So either way, they're tethered to each other. Like, the survivability of both of them is dependent on the other. Penny's survivability has been dependent on Pietro's aura. And if he dies, this Penny is the last one that'll ever be. I don't think, but yeah, and then Pietro just dying would just be naturally due to the fact that he's sick, and I feel like he's giving his life essence to Penny, which is causing him to to be put in the state that he's in now, you know, to where like he can't do much with himself. He's in this chair and all that. He's giving his life energy every time his daughter is destroyed or recreated or whatever the case might be. Oh, damn, man. I didn't even think about that, dude. Watts and Tyrion are right down the street from Pietro's office. And he seems to have a grudge. Like, they chose Penny's project over the Penny project over my project. You see how triggered, how angry he looked in that picture? Yeah. As above, so below. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. Refers to how smaller events add up to bigger events. As a person who's never been to RTX, what is the best consumer ticket option? Because all the options are overwhelming to look at. It really depends on what's in your budget, to be honest. You shouldn't, like, it's really whatever's in your budget. I feel like there's validity in whatever you decide to go with, but personally, like, if you're able to afford it, I would say a platinum badge is probably the most hassle-free, the most optimal amount of time that you could have at a convention, because it's like you walk into any panel you want. You don't have to wait in line at the RT store. There's a lot of added perks to it, but like weekends and stuff like that, you'll probably have to get to a panel a few hours early, just to be able to have a chance of getting in, like, and that's for any panel. Just waiting in line is probably what most of your time is going to be spent during the convention hours if you want to get into a specific panel. But yeah, I mean, it's really whatever's in your budget, especially if it's your first time going. I think a first time experience, it doesn't really matter what you get. I think the experience will be great, especially if you're able to meet to make friends like in line, or, you know, hash up conversations with people, because everyone there likes the same things. You know, if you go to RTX, you can always make friends no matter who it is. You know, I've made so many friends in passing or just in line because we're all there for a shared interest. You can easily strike a conversation. The time in lines will go by like that if you're talking to people and making friends. No, I know we're getting off topic. Someone just super chatted and asked the question. Don't worry about it. Let's see. What if Watts controls Penny to kill Pietro? That's another one too, dude. He's got the security. He has the credentials to do that now. He has the credentials to do that. I think that would be a little too much. Like, that would be like next level. That would be like next level, like, dark. Like, this man, the man that's given his life to his daughter, is going to be killed by her through hacking, and then she's probably going to run rampant, and then it's going to be Ironwood and Team RWBY that are going to have to kill her. And then Penny and Pietro are dead. Like, never to be returned, never to come back. Can Penny be controlled? She's a robot. She most definitely can. She has schematics. They hook her up to an updated network. And Pietro in the last chapter was like, we don't have to worry about anything because Atlas is running on an upgraded network. But now Watts has access to that upgraded network. So I feel like it's very possible. God damn, man. She has aura too. Well, it's not about Penny making choices. It's like, that's beyond Penny, I think. Like, being a robot, there's just some things you can't control. Like, your programming and stuff like that. There's only so much of you that you have control over. Unless they will do that, like, where she's hacked and, like, she has to use her willpower to break that control. Because that's a kind of a tropey thing that I can see happening. But, yeah, I don't know if that'll happen this volume. I feel like that's too, I feel like that's too shell-shocking to happen right now, considering how we're still going to be in Atlas next volume. That seems like, I don't know, that seems like endgamey for Atlas. But then again, they still have to worry about the Maiden, and Cinder is there, and she's a Maiden, and Neo might betray her, and then Cinder. Yeah, I think the second half, I think that can easily happen by the end of this volume, and then the next volume is going to be like the aftermath of everything that's happened so far, on top of dealing with Atlas and the Relic and the Maiden and all of that other stuff. Watts' involvement with Pietro's team might mean that he has new specs on Penny. I mean, it's all based on the same infrastructure. It's the tech. We don't know what Watts is capable of, but hacking is definitely his forte. All right, so back on track, because I do feel like I'm going on a tangent from time to time. I do appreciate all of you guys tuning in and hearing me out and hearing my rambles and all that stuff. But yeah, well, Ironwood's like, damn it, I should have fixed that goddamn wall. No, but here, just getting reassurance from everybody, and this is something that has been long overdue, right? How many times have I been, like, hamming it up? Like, come on, dude. Like, you should, like, tell Ironwood the truth. By chapter 2, I was like, why is she lying? What? No one's gonna tell him? And then episode to episode, it's like, just tell this man. Just tell him, please, somebody. And then even Yang is like, do you think we should have told Ironwood about Amity about Salem before he put everything into Amity? And I'm like, yes, woman. Yes, you should have. But, better late than never, I would say. I think this was also the best case scenario because, like, there's trust to be had. Right, and the whole, you know, even the intro, you know, trust love, trust the people that trust you, you know, and with reassurance, at the very least for right now, everyone's on the same page. The council knows the truth, Ironwood knows the truth, Team RWBY and company, like everyone's on the same page. As of right now, the main priority is Mantle, and I feel like we could have come to this conclusion a little sooner. But the fact that Jacques was figured out, the fact that they figured out about Watts and Tyrion, that's what really kind of opened the doors for everyone being a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just being a bit more, I don't know the word I'm looking for. I guess everyone had their guard up. I guess everyone's guard is a bit down to where they know who they can trust. Whereas before you didn't really know that. Yeah, so everyone's being upfront and honest about it. And you know, it was just the fact that there was a weasel in the bunch, and it was Jacques, and it was kind of hard for anyone to really do anything. And then also you have like a literal like lie detector in the room with you. So that kind of helped clear things up overall. But yeah, I liked how Oscar's getting a lot of moments here to kind of set the stage, and I don't know if they have anything big or in mind for him, you know what I mean? Especially because I don't know when we're gonna see Ozpin again. I would be devastated if they just followed through with the whole like merging of the minds and the soul, and like Ozpin's just gone, and it's just Oscar who's talking more like Ozpin than Ozpin himself. Yeah, I think Oscar's semblance, it would be a great time this volume or next volume. Like in Atlas, I want Oscar's semblance to be discovered by the end of the Atlas arc. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the whole Jean thing all over again. I would really want that to happen. And maybe Oscar's semblance will be a part of what brings Ozpin back. Or maybe Oscar being in a life or death situation and needing guidance, needing Ozpin to help him out. But yeah, I also liked this scene here with let me full screen this really quick. Just kind of, I really liked this moment here with Winter in the background, because remember when these two first met and Winter just like looked down on RWBY? She was like, this is the leader you wrote of. How appropriately underwhelming. And now she looks like she actually is proud of RWBY and like her leadership, and it's like, all right guys, we got a job to do, let's do it. And you know, there's a bit of pride there, there's a bit of you know, she's just proud of RWBY and proud of the younger generation. I really liked that. RWBY's grown up so much, hell yeah. Like she actually has some coordination to her now versus back then she was like, thank you. But yeah, that's what this reminded me of. This reminded me of like their first encounter and how Yeah, starting to be a leader. It's great to see. And who better to give a seal of approval than Winter? Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. I have my screenshots in wrong order. Give me 1 moment. All right, so what's the last one that I have? Okay, it's this one. Oh no, wait, do I? Yeah, this one shouldn't be here. What the hell? Why is this one here? Okay, anyways, this is what I wanted to talk about first. So they all like come together. They're like, all right, guys, we got this. Let's get on our mission. They all run out the door. And then we see this little number here. Where has she been? Okay, so, that goes there. All right, so this is important for those of you who didn't notice. So first off, Neo, clearly, that smirk, just the subtlety of the whole moment. But here's the rub. Here's what makes the ending of the chapter important for why Cinder was like, do you know what we came here for? And it's because Neo was in that room the entire time all of that stuff was being said. For the most part. She was in that room since the last episode. She was the one that was bringing them food and bringing them drinks and hearing the hash out of everything going down. And yeah, first off, I'm really happy to see Neo back. I was really surprised that Neo was there because I don't know how many times I've mentioned it this volume, but I was like when are we gonna see Neo and Cinder again? Because they still haven't showed up. Watts and Tyrion were making so much we're making so many waves this volume in like such a short period of time, from hacking to basically like doing the deep fakes and all that, Tyrion killing a bunch of people. And I'm like, damn, these guys are freaking cleaning up Atlas and Mantle right now. Like, where's Neo and Cinder? But they've already been here. So now my mindset is, how long have they been here? Because in volume 6, Cinder was 2 weeks behind Team RWBY in terms of like the timeline of the plot. Was 2 weeks behind. So I'm just like, how long have they been here? If they're already like in place, you know, they're already in place, like Neo's already here, like set up and just waiting for things to happen. Also, I really like the design that like the butler costume disguise that she's wearing. I think that's my favorite one of hers, honestly. Like, 'cause she had like the volume 3 ones as well. She used the green eyes in volume 3, like her, like the mint, people call it like the mint outfit that she used during the Vital Festival, but it has the same color scheme, like black, white with the green eyes. So I really like that one. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a cute model that she went with. I like this one a lot. Also, this bottom corner image here, I have concerns about this. You know why? Because Winter, in a very somewhat rude way, bumped into Neo and didn't apologize. So if Neo and Winter end up fighting this volume, especially over the maiden powers, I feel like there's gonna be a bit of Neo's gonna have a little chip on her shoulder because of that. And she was carrying wine. So she was just like, wow, this bitch just fucking bumped into me, didn't apologize. It's literally like a Clementine will remember that moment. It's like, I'll remember that the next time I see this girl. But yeah, I really think Neo's gonna be the Winter Maiden, guys. Like, I know Chibi is like spoilers without context at this point, but I really think Neo is gonna become the Winter Maiden. She's gonna track down Freya. She's gonna kill her to get the maiden powers without Cinder knowing, and then she's gonna fight Cinder to get revenge for Roman, and it's gonna be maiden versus maiden. And if Cinder doesn't win, the community's gonna lash the fuck out because Cinder loses every fight she's in and doesn't die. And it'll be the second time she's lost to a maiden. And if Neo dies, it's gonna be really bittersweet because it's like, it was such a short-lived return for a revenge plot that ended up with her dying to the person that didn't even kill Roman, but in a way, technically was responsible for him being in the situation that he was in to inevitably get killed. God, Cinder's back. Fuck off, man. Anyways, you guys already know. I think Cinder's really boring, like a really boring villain. Like, I've been loving the volume so far. I don't want to be like one of those people that are just like, oh, great, this volume's gonna go downhill now. Cinder's back. But it's just like, Cinder's back. And what's she gonna add to the plot that Watts and Tyrion can't do themselves? You know, it's really gonna be, it's either the Relic plot or the Maiden plot. And I think it's more of the Maiden plot. Especially if Cinder can get more than one maiden power, which I'm going to say she can, because that's the whole thing that she was trying to do with Vernal. She was essentially trying to siphon her maiden power. So one person can have more than one maiden power. I'm going to say that right now. Yeah, Cinder's just really boring for me at this point. Like 7 volumes, like I don't know shit about this character. Like why should I care? Why should I care about Cinderfall? Besides her being a maiden. I don't know. I think that's just the problem, because she's been in the show since the first chapter. But she hasn't really been that significant. Like, she's a maiden. That's why she's relevant, is because she's a maiden. And she's important. And here's the thing, too. Unless Cinder dies and the maiden power goes to someone else in this circle of characters, Cinder is not going to die until we go back to Beacon, because she's the maiden tethered to the Beacon relic, to the Beacon vault. So yeah, like unless Salem herself kills Cinder and gets that maiden power for herself, Cinder has plot armor until we go back to Beacon. So they really need to give us some fucking backstory for her, or give us some type of motivation that she has that's not as one-dimensional of, I want to be strong. I don't know. I can at least respect Hazel's decision, because it's behind the loss of a loved one, and I think love is like incredibly powerful and beautiful, but it's also like terrifying, because it can turn you into something you're not. It can make you into a killer. It can make you into a it can bring out the worst in you, for better or for worse. It can bring out the most of you, for better or for worse. And it could just warp you and change you. So like, even though like Hazel's is pretty underwhelming, it's understandable why he just wants like that one person to pay, even though it won't bring his sister back. Tyrion is crazy for the sake of being crazy, and it's like, I'll give him a pass on that. He's entertaining whenever he is around. He's a cool fighter. He contributes a lot in terms of fighting and in terms of like hysteria and suspense. Watts is the most entertaining villain we've gotten in this series. And like, I really want to see more about him. There's still a lot that we don't know, which there's a lot of intrigue there for that. And he's proven out of all the villains to be the most effective at actually getting shit done. You know, but like Cinder, like, okay, let me get wrecked by a girl, have a grudge about it for 3 volumes, go up against a maiden in the most condescending, cocky way possible, get my ass handed to me, get pissed off about it, and now go back and not learn anything from that, and just go back on my freaking tirade about going after this girl who really didn't do anything. It's just like, I got wrecked because I wasn't expecting her to have silver eyes. You know? I don't know. They need to work on Cinder. Like, they really do. Like, Cinder ain't doing it for me. If you like Cinder, more power to you, but like, I'm just like, I don't know. The maiden versus maiden fight was cool, but that was really it. And like, Raven ended up winning that fight anyway. So I just want to know why. Like, why is Cinder? How did she find Salem? Right? I think for the most part, like, we now know why Tyrion found Cinder. Why did Cinder? I'm sorry, we now know why Tyrion found Salem. Why did Cinder find Salem? Who contacted who first? Why does Cinder want power? What in her life made her feel so inadequate, so weak, that she needed that compensation, that she needed to feel validated in that way, to be like obsessed, you know? Unless it's typical, like, oh, I had an evil stepmother and some evil sisters and they made me feel bad. So Yeah, Salem found Tyrion, freed him from jail. It's in his rap sheet from chapter what? Chapter 6, I think it was? Or 5? No, it's 6, I think. Or 7. No, I think it's chapter 7. It's one of the previous chapters. Anyways, I like this image too. My boy Nicholas Schnee. Jolly old St. Nicholas. We got like a better full image of the poster in this shot, or the, I don't know, I guess like just the artwork of him on the wall here, the painting. I would really love for them to sell this. Yeah, the helmet looks super dope. Like you have like the engravings on it and everything. What weapon is that? It looks like it's like, I wonder if is it like a fucking hammer or something? That's clearly the handle at the like that's leveled with his shoulder. Dude, imagine he had like a giant fucking like war hammer. No, I don't think he's holding it upright. I think I don't think he's holding it upright. Is he holding it upright, or is it like, to me it looks like he's holding it like the handle part and the sword, like the weapon parts on the floor. So if it's like a hammer, the hammer part would be at the bottom and he'd be holding it upside down. Or it's a sword. I assume it's like a sword. I literally think it's a replica because all of the statues around the house are the same. It's literally his armor. And if we look at Weiss's summon, which would be that armor, I think it is the sword. Yeah, because all of these statues around the house are like after this suit of armor of his. I mean, he is the founder of the company after all. Okay, so I want to talk about this part real quick. Why are so many people upset about this? Like, I've seen so many, like, I just ignore it. I'm just like, it's people being people. Let's just move on. I liked this moment between these two. They're socially awkward. They're socially awkward kids. This has nothing to do with romance. This has nothing to do with them being a thing. Neither of these characters have professed or confessed their love, affection, feelings towards each other, but it's just like, I don't know, some people are just like, it's like they see, I don't know. I'm not shaming anyone for this to be a shipping moment. I'm just saying, like, there are people that saw this scene and were upset about it. They're like, why is this happening? Or like, why are they doing this? Oscar has Ozpin in his mind. It's like, no one, like, that's not even what this scene is for. Like, it's not even like applying these two in any type of shipping way. It's them two fumbling over their words, trying to get to the point of like, we're thinking the same thing. We should tell Ironwood. Okay, I'll go tell him. You got, okay, I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, peace, bye. Like, that's literally it. Translation, everyone chill out. I don't know. Some people took it a little too far. They're looking at it like in terms of like, these two are about to be dating and like having kids and like, oh, like like these two are, they're trying to save the fucking world. Relax. You know, Ozpin isn't around. These two are, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I get it. It's a cute moment between them two, but it's that like overarching. It's like, look, like, it's not, I don't know. It was just like a quirky moment between two fumbling characters. And in a way, I feel like some people are like, I don't know. It just seems like some people have just like this knee-jerk reaction to the idea that they know that a scene like this is going to bring someone out there joy. A shipper out there is going to be happy that this is happening. And I see a lot of people with these knee-jerk, terrible takes on just that idea alone. And I'm just like, really? Is this what we're doing now? I can't see Oscar and RWBY interact at all without someone like being up in arms about it. I don't know. I liked this moment. I thought it was really funny, and again, I'm sorry for constantly bringing up Volume 2, but it was literally like to the socially awkward, and that's literally RWBY. That's RWBY in a nutshell. She's always been like that. I don't know, but I like it. These two, they're great characters. I like them both. Yeah. Also, yeah, Oscar, I think Oscar is like 15 at least right now, right? He was 14 in Volume 4. I don't know if that much time has passed in the show. I know he's the youngest of the bunch, but RWBY's already 17. So it just depends on when Oscar's birthday is. I just woke up to see this legend deadass wearing a clip-on tie to add salt to the wound. Keep on keeping on, Arnold. Congrats on roasting Jacques so hard you made it canon. With help, of course. Absolutely, man. I have to double down on the meme, dude. Like, I can't let my memes be dreams. I have to make it come true. Right? And it's already, it's good. It's on, like, it's just taken off. And I gotta keep that momentum going for as long as I possibly can. Yeah, it's canon. Dex Drex, yeah, the writers made Jacques Schnee wearing a clip-on tie canon because we observed his tie and deduced that it was in fact clip-on, and they're like, that's funny as fuck. It's canon. So yeah, it was a super fun moment like me and my friends had, and we did like a 30-minute video. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. It's incredibly funny. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of doubling down on the meme now because it's legit. What have you done? That which cannot be undone. Is your beard a clip-on? Unfortunately not. That'd be cool if I'm just like clip and then it's just baby face. But yeah, I bought 3 clip-on ties also when the stream started. I have a black one, a beige one that I like tossed to the side, and I have a burgundy one. I'm gonna be wearing these during the last 4 reactions of the volume as well. I gotta, it's free promotion. All I gotta do is wear this clip-on tie, and most people will understand what I'm getting at. So at this point, it's on brand. And yeah. All right. Anyways, moving on. Oscar and RWBY are not dating. All right. This was literally a moment. Okay. Moving on. Oh my gosh. You know what? Fuck off, man. I love how I'm like, this is nothing serious. Okay, so this next clip that I'm going to show, I literally saw this on Twitter and I was like, that's an interesting parallel. I can't take credit for this. I didn't notice this the first time. I'm just calling it like I see it, all right? Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, Shadow Wolf, holy crap. Time for this donation. Just enjoy it. Dude, I'm going to take that donation and I'm going to invest in more clip-on ties. Thank you so much for the support, bud. You're keeping the dream alive with your contributions. I want you to know that. Anyways, I just thought that this was interesting parallel. Again, Ren and Nora, very much parallel aspects of Blake and Yang. And someone else pointed that out to me, and I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. Let's see. Wait, episode 9's out? Is this after they catch Weiss's dad with his pants down? No, chapter 9. Yeah, chapter 9 came out for first members on Saturday. For first members. So, yeah. So it comes out for everyone else tomorrow. And then chapter 10 comes out for first members tomorrow. Nora Tiny Hands Valkyrie. Yeah, Ren is also like I don't know what it is. Like, he's just like stuck in his head about something. Like, obviously there's like a confrontation between him and Nora, because he's like, yes sir, I'm super militaristic now, and I'm a yes man, and I'm gonna listen to the military, and I'm gonna listen to Ironwood and not my girlfriend, and she's worried about Mantle, and I'm worried about us actually having a plan. So you can think how you want, Nora, I'm gonna think this way, and we're not gonna get along for a little bit. And then now they're actually like, hey, we need to be on the same page. And he still seems like he's struggling to, like, just, I don't know, he's in his own head. That negative emotion's gonna come back to bite him if he doesn't Zen Ren, you know, and get with the program. You know, Ren is like, we're all dead. It's just because Ren doesn't have, like, there's no definitive answer for Ren. And that's the thing. Ren's all about, like, having a plan, training for it, and just being ready for whatever. But now, like, they don't have a plan. Like they don't, he doesn't know what's beyond this, because there's no answer to Salem yet. So, yeah, he's going back to Volume 4 Ren, and at this point, I don't know, like, with Nora and him at odds, I don't know if Nora will be able to, like, save him if something bad like that happens again. Is that a clip-on tie? See? That's the power of the clip-on. It says everything you need to use. It says everything for you. You don't even have to say anything. You just have to wear it. That's all you have to do. Yes, this is a clip-on tie. I'm doubling down on the meme. Appreciate you being here, bud. I liked this moment here. And I liked this moment solely for the transition. Like, the door. Like, it goes from clear to blurry. I don't know why, I just liked it, and I wanted to showcase it and share that with you guys, that I liked this random it was just a smooth transition. I also like how they're learning from Volume 5, and I think Eddie mentioned this on Twitter, or in a comment. I think he mentioned it either in a YouTube comment. I'm pretty sure it was a YouTube comment. But he mentioned how they learned, like, they didn't want to repeat certain, like, critiques that they got from previous volumes, and basically they didn't want to do what they did in Volume 5, which was give us exposition, give the characters exposition that the audience already knew. So, right, so like in Volume 5, like, the big secret, right, like, for that Raven ended up telling Weiss and Yang in her bandit camp was about Salem, and it's like, well, we already knew that. So, like, to the viewer, it makes sense that they would do that for the characters, but to the viewer, it's like, well, you just wasted everyone's time and gave us false expectations of this secret that no one else knew about. So I like how in this one they decided for the characters to be told about all of that stuff that we already knew off screen, so that way we just get their reactions to what's found out. So it's good that they're learning. It's good that they're applying you know, previous volumes and things that didn't work out in past, so that way, you know, they don't run into those moments again. Cameras in every room. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Mama Schnee knows about everything now. Like, Mama Schnee can just watch the world burn. She can just go to Salem right now and be like, here you go, I know everything. She helped us out, fortunately she's on our side, but, like, Mama Schnee has cameras in all of these houses. Not to say she'll use them, you know, for anything outside of protecting her family, but it is something to think about. Basically, if you thought Mama Schnee was drinking before, and now she knows about this woman that can't be killed that commands all the Grimm, it's about to be Thirsty Thursday every day in that house. And her husband just got arrested. Say goodbye to the livelihood of anyone in that mansion. That's only if she watches every video recorded. I mean, I guess. I think Willow's going to get her shit together. Yeah, I think so as well. She has to. She literally has to. She can't be like Winter. She can't be like, Weiss, make sure you watch after your brother. It's like, look, you're the mother. Okay, your husband just got arrested. your daughters aren't sticking around and your son is hurting. So you need to be there for him. You need to get your shit together. You need to like step up because you're back in charge. And I don't know. You got to be a parent. You know what I mean? Like you have to. Like you have to, like you have the reins again. Like the person who's been holding you down for years is no longer around. He's gone. Probably forever. He's going to be tried for treason. He might be even put to death. But moving forward, like this is your life now. Like you have it. Like it's your turn, you know? And I know I'm not trying to dismiss the fact, like, yeah, of course it's been tough for her. And I expect her to kind of like make the effort. I want her to make the effort and just gain control of her life back because she deserves it. And hire Klein again, please. Can you please hire Klein again so we can see him? Thank you. You know, definitely want to see Mama Schnee make a comeback, especially because she left an impression for sure in her debut, and the fact that she's single-handedly the reason why Watts is exposed and Jacques is brought to justice is fantastic. And yeah, please make sure your son knows how to tie a tie. That's another thing too. Your husband failed your kids. Don't follow in his footsteps, please, for God's sake. Yeah, so these two, man. He knows now. Everyone's on the same page. I'm actually really impressed with how well he handled it, all things considered. Right? He basically, like, I really thought, like, this was gonna be what broke him. Under previous circumstances, right? Had Jacques still been in control, had Watts and Tyrion still, like, had he not gotten answers to anything, this would have broken him. Or even more so, Team RWBY and company wouldn't have told him the truth. Oscar would not be telling him the truth right now. It's just like, it was the perfect opportunity. Everyone was upfront. Everyone was honest. Everyone, you know what I mean? Like, everything was on the up and up with everybody. And it's just like, this is it. Like, this is the moment. Like, we know we can trust him. We know that we can trust the council people. We know that, like, all the bad eggs have been weeded out. And we're all on the same page for the common goal of protecting Mantle. And I think that's what, at the end of the day, was able to kind of keep Ironwood, to keep things together for Ironwood. The problem now is figuring out what comes next, because the council people know about what he just told them. None of them know about what Oscar just told him. You know, so like now the secret is literally kept between Ozpin and Ozpin's inner circle. I don't even think like Winter, like the only people in this that know about it is Team RWBY, Team Juniper, and now Ironwood. Ironwood, I think, is the only one in Atlas who knows about this. Like, Winter's not in the room, Penny's not in the room. It's literally these two. And like, everyone's in Ozpin's shoes now. Yeah, maybe Willow. Willow's the only one who has the potential to know about this if there's a camera in here and if she looks into it. But like, right now she's watching her husband get dragged away by the fashion police because he's wearing a goddamn clip-on tie. So, and she's got to be there for her son. So I don't think she's around right now to eavesdrop on whatever they're talking about. But yeah, I just think that as of right now, this is good. As of right now, everyone's on the same page. Ironwood could even look into like maybe, I don't know. There's so much potential going on right now. Like, and then there's the maiden plot with like potentially having Winter be the maiden. And then there's the relic of creation. They still have one question left. When are they going to ask that question? Are they going to ask it while in Atlas? Is it going to wait until Vacuo? Or are they going to use that question to find out where the Beacon relic is when they go back to Beacon? Because that relic being just chilling on Oscar's like side, you know, when he's exposed out in the open, when Cinder's around and Tyrion and Watts and Cinder are all about, it's definitely, and then on top of that, that relic also attracts Grimm. If he doesn't get back to the academy, he's fucked, you know? And that's if Neo and Cinder don't freaking yoink him out of nowhere if they cross paths. So that made me wheeze. What, the fashion police? Yeah. That's what John said in the video. He was like, he's getting put into the back of the paddy wagon because the goddamn fashion police. I was wheezing that entire video. That's like one of the best moments of my life, being in that call. It was so great, man. You can't make that shit up either. Like, that's what was even better. It was so organic, it was so real. And then we just posted it and it became a meme. It became history in the fandom. Let's see. Oh, another thing regarding this too is the whole Ozpin dynamic going on. Oscar is slowly becoming more like Ozpin. Like, so here's the thing. I don't know if it's that, or I don't know if Oscar is doing what Ozpin did to him in volume 4, when like Ozpin like tapped into Oscar's memories and he was like, I know you don't want to be a farmhand the rest of your life or whatever. Maybe Oscar unintentionally tapped into one of Ozpin's memories, because like Ironwood was like, oh, you said it as if you were there. Ozpin was probably there, and given the current like conversation, maybe that naturally bled into Oscar's consciousness. But yeah, I think this is like, and they've been constantly doing this, right? Like in the last couple of, like in chapter what was it, chapter 4, 5? Yeah, chapter 5, when they were down in the vault. He was like, you know, I do trust you, but I feel like, I do trust you, but I feel like it's time that you should talk to the people you're afraid to talk to most. And he's like, you know what? You do sound more like Ozpin. And I'm like, is that a good thing? You know? Plot twist, their souls already combined. Well, yeah, their souls are already combined. They said that in volume 4. Their souls are already combined. It's just a matter of completing that merge. Is that what you're saying? Like, the merge is already complete? Like, Ozpin's gone, but like, he's technically already like, he's always been here. Okay, that's what you meant. I don't know. I challenge that only because the finale of volume 6 showed us that Ozpin was very much detached from Oscar when he was like, stay calm, it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Like, Ozpin was talking to Oscar. So that seems to me like there's still a separation of their consciousness. And I don't think that's very far from when that happened. From like between then and now, maybe a couple weeks. So I don't know. I just want to hear Ozpin again. I just want to hear him again. I just want to see him again. I want the freaking eyes to glow, and I want Ozpin and Oscar's voice to like merge with that cool like audio effect. I just miss Ozpin, man. Yeah. They better not have fired Shannon McCormick. I'll be so pissed. I'll be so angry, dude. Like, I love Aaron Dismuke, don't get me wrong, but like, I love Ozpin more. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking, I'm like, are they going with this? Is this what's gonna happen? Like, is Ozpin, like, is it just gonna be Oscar with the memories of Ozma? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing right now with Ozpin. If Ozpin's just like taking a break in the back of his mind, if the merging is what is eventually going to happen, and that's the dynamic that they're going to go with Ozpin. I just think there's so much left for Ozpin in terms of confronting Ironwood, confronting Team Juniper, Team RWBY, opening up about like maybe his actions wasn't the best course of action, you know, figuring out more about these relics and stuff like that, instead of him just being like, all right, guys, see ya. I'm just going to slowly merge with this kid and you guys can handle it and take it from here, especially if Salem comes back into the picture. Like, Ozpin's story it definitely isn't done yet. Holy crap. William Pendragon Hey Arnold, I just wanted to share a realization I had. Cinder needed half a year to take down Beacon and Vale. Watts needed only a few weeks to take down Mantle, dragging the reputation of Atlas through the mud, and only Tyrion is backup. Also, nice clip-on. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate very much the $100 super chat. I'll make sure those funds go towards the addition of additional clip-ons for future reference. I appreciate your contributions. But no, I mean, that's kind of, again, that's another reason why I think, number one, Cinder is just a lacking villain for me, and number two, why Watts is the most engaging villain for me. He gets way more done than any other villain in a fraction of the time, and he gets results. People have died because of Watts. People have questioned and doubted the trust of others because of Watts. You know, like, he's struck fear into the public. You know, he's caused multiple riots and grim, like festering, like grim to manifest around and cause an uproar with the huntsmen and huntresses, especially now. Like, Watts has had such an impact on the character, such an impact on the plot. And Cinder, also, let me go a step further, okay? When you think about it, Watts did more with the fall of Beacon than Cinder did. I fucking hate Cinder so much now that I think about that. Watts is responsible for the Paladins from Volume 2 and the ones that were at the fall of Beacon, because he created the damn things, and he created the virus that he gave to Cinder that hacked everything. Like, Watts did more at Beacon than Cinder did. Oh my god. I just realized that now. Like, Watts is so much, like, Watts is like the best villain. I don't care what anyone says. Wow, I just thought of that. Like, no offense to, like, the writers at all, but, like, I Cinder is just such a dull villain for a dull character. I don't even want to, like, put her, like, as a villain. I mean, she is a villain, but, like, you got to look at these people as characters, not as just simply their role in the story. And, like, Cinder is just so, to me, at least. I know people love her, you know, and I'm not gonna steal I'm not gonna be like, you shouldn't like her for these like, for me alone, I can't with her. Either double down on giving her some motivations that make us care about her, or try to get rid of her like Adam, you know? But yeah, Watts, this just in, breaking news, Watts did more for the fall of Beacon and contributed more to the fall of Beacon, and Cinder simply stole his credit. Why did anything go the way that it did at Beacon? Because Atlas got hacked. And yeah, the vital fact, like, things got hacked in Volume 2 and they came to fruition in Volume 3. Like, Watts played a major role in that. Watts was directly responsible for Penny dying as well. You know? Cinder was just in the right place at the right time, took credit, and then went back to Salem and had the audacity to be upset when Watts and Tyrion were talking shit about her. It's like, what do you do? Like, even your own posse doesn't like you. Like, that, like, imagine like a portion of the fandom not liking Cinder, but then also the people that work with Cinder also not liking Cinder. That's, like, super meta when you think about it. Holy shit, that's super meta. Watts needs employee of the month. Yeah, only Emerald likes her, and that's because Emerald hasn't opened her eyes yet. Emerald's gonna find out the hard way, that's for sure. Okay, so really quick, we got a new Grim. This Grim is sick, dude. So when you guys are gonna see the reaction tomorrow, of course, but oof, the ageism of this stream. Hey, I call it like I see it. No ageism here. Terry the pterodactyl has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. I like this scene a lot because if you notice, Elm and Weiss are holding it down. You got Team Juniper that's strapped into their seats. You got Blake and Yang that are strapped into their seats. And then Miss Grimm just like shakes things up. So you got Elm that's rooted, who's holding Crow and Clover in place. And then you have Weiss, who's using her glyphs to hold her, Ruby, and Vine in place. So they don't fucking splat into the, like, so that way they don't get banged up into the interior of the ship and basically like have their, like, so the inside of this airship isn't painted red, essentially. I like that. That was a really cool attention to detail there. Hey, Miraculous Corazon, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's not forget that Watts didn't join Cinder at the attempt of the fall of Beacon because he wanted to get his own shit done. Then follow someone who's focused on solely getting revenge on a girl who did. Yeah, imagine that. Watts was like, I'm going to get out of here because I know this chick is just going to ruin it for everyone. I'm not going to be held responsible. I'm not taking, like, that's the thing. Watts has standards. Watts is like, I would much rather not take credit for potentially getting the Beacon Relic if I know that Cinder's here to potentially ruin that for us. God, I don't like Cinder. Let's move on. Thank you for the donation, though. I appreciate it. Also, it's Weeb, my crack theory. Both of the gods are evil. I mean, evil is...
Calm down. We're not here
what
for
is
your
it?
money.
What does Delta say in Red versus Blue? He was like... they're like, oh, isn't Project Freelancer evil? He was like, evil isn't... Like, basically, evil is like what you make of it. Like, evil isn't real. It's basically just... two opposing sides fighting for different results. So yeah, evil is subjective. It's all about perspective. Yeah, evil is constructive. There you go. It's IRL. Hello, just got off of my first residential shift at work. Oh, nice. So I'm glad I could make it to the chat. What would you say is your favorite clip on this week? What would you say is your favorite clip on this week's episode? This little number right here, buddy. The clip on time, my guy. Thank you for the donation, Shane. I appreciate it. Glad to have you in the chat, bud. Yo, we are popping off right now, dude. I'm never gonna, like, live this down. This is literally, like, the best week of my life. Oh, man. That was great, Shane. I approve. That's the only approval you're getting, okay? Don't let it go to your head. Anyways, Vomit Boy. Vomit Boy. Yo, how many times have they referenced Jean being a Vomit Boy? Like, Volume 1, Volume 5, Volume 7 now? I love how they're consistent with it, though. Like, he vomited in Volume 1 as well after getting off of the airship, and it's because it's like a rocky, like it's kind of like a bumpy ride, you know? Volume 1, Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7. Which one in Volume? Oh yeah, on the phone. Yeah. Vomit Boy on the phone. Holy shit, they're consistent with that. I love it. Arnold, just stop while you're ahead. I'm not going to let you ruin this for me, okay? You're going to have to take this clip-on tie from my cold, lifeless neck. Or, in this case, from my cold, lifeless clip off of my t-shirt, all right? Anyways, I love that Vomit Boy, like it's just the reference to Volume 1. But we got Terry the Pterodactyl. I don't know what its official name is. Also, there's 2 of them. Which is, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I need y'all's opinion, okay? Is there a type of confirmation or validation for a Grimm getting an actual name in the fandom, right? Because we got Kevin the Dragon, we got Lenny the Leviathan, and we have Terry the pterodactyl, or Teryx the pterodactyl. And, like, I'm like, why doesn't the Knucklevi get a name? Why doesn't the Sea Fei Long get a name? Those are, like, some crazy top tier Grimm, right? But the dragon, the Fei Long, the dragon, the Leviathan, and this one get a name, but the others don't. Now, to that I'll counter immediately and say, at least with the Leviathan and with this Grimm, the RWBY had an influence in its name being created, right? They called the Leviathan Levi, so that way, because Levi instead of Leviathan, like 2 less syllables to say the name. And this one, I think they called him Teryx for short, or yeah, Teryx, because like terrorist. I don't know what they were. There's like a thread of like Miles and Kiersey trying to figure out a name for it. Knuckles the Knucklevi. I've never heard of that. Is that a thing? I have never heard of trust me, I have never heard the Knucklevi getting a nickname by the fandom. People call it the Knuck, but that's not like Kevin or Lenny. And most of the time it's alliteration based, so Lenny the Leviathan, Terry the pterodactyl. Kevin is like, you got me. I don't know what the fandom was thinking during Volume 3, but they done goofed on that one, I'll tell you that much. I think it was because people were arguing whether it was a dragon or a wyvern, so they were just like, we can't come to a consensus on what this thing actually is. Habojo said that in the Discord last night. What, about the name? Probably because the Knucklevi is too terrifying to have a silly name. Well, here's another thing too. Like, those other Grimm are like incredibly rare, but there's 2 of these. I'm like, that doesn't make it. That's less special if there's 2 of it, unless these 2 are like a pair. Like, there's only 2 of them in the world. That'd be super cool. Their design is so sick. I love how the wings have like this cracked, this like deep red cracked effect to it, and are also transparent. I don't know, that's just a super sick design. Also, I'm waiting for people in the fandom to be like, actually, technically, as a matter of fact, that's actually not literally a pterodactyl for these reasons. Like, I'm just waiting for someone to be like, that's not correct. The proper term is whatever the hell it actually is in mythology. Gary the Geist. No, there's more than one Geist. Geists aren't that important or serious. The only time that I think I'll be truly impressed with a Geist is if it can take over the body of a dead huntsman and reanimate that huntsman as if they were alive. I don't know why the fuck they haven't done that yet. They should do that in Vacuo, to be quite honest. Like, give us some Geist that take over like a really strong top tier huntsman, and just imagine that. Imagine Team RWBY or whatever having to fight a Grimm huntsman, like an undead Grimm huntsman. That'd be so sick, dude. That'd be so fucking dope. It sounds terrifying, but guess what? That shit sounds cool, and that would make for a dope-ass fight, because that's essentially 2 huntsmen fighting each other, but instead it's just the Geist reanimating the abilities of what that huntsman could have done if it was alive. Yeah, I really want that to happen. I so desperately want that to happen, please. You know what? I'm going to trigger a bunch of people. I'm like, all right, let me make a quick tweet to my boy Eddie Rivas. We got the clip-on tie. We can probably get the Geist as well. No, I'm just kidding. Like, literally, people think that I have that much influence in the community where I can just be like, hey, can you kill Oscar in the next chapter? You know, no big deal. It's just your good old pal MurderofBirds calling in for a favor. I'm pretty sure you guys can do that for me. You know, we're boys and all, the clip-on and whatnot, you know. Fucking people sometimes. Anyways, but no, I really think that would be a super cool. I'm surprised they haven't done it yet, but then again, like, it's not like we have body bags left, right, and center for a Geist to just swoop in and yoink. But I mean, if we see like straight up like death left, right, and center, and we got some Geist in there, I think that's the perfect opportunity to pull something like that off. Or at the very least, show people that it's possible. Because as of right now, inanimate objects like a girder here, a rock there, you know, like, okay, that's cool and all, but like if it can like possess anything, you know, give me some like exorcism shit, you know what I mean? Like take over a dead person. I don't know about a live person because, you know, like the aura and the soul and Grimm don't have those things, so maybe that'll combat taking over a live person, but if they're dead, it's fair game, you know? Oscar Protection Squad. Where you at? Anyways, let us continue here. Again, big fan. And so we have, what, 5 new Grimm this volume? 5 new Grimm? We got the Sabers. We have the Sabers, the Sentinels, which are the centipedes. So Sabers, Sentinels, Megaliath, and the pterodactyl. We don't have an official name, so I'm just gonna call it the pterodactyl for right now. That's really impressive, dude. 4 brand new Grimm this volume, and we still have 4 chapters for potentially more. And then if you want to count it, the Grimm that have like the ice variants, like the Frost Beowulf or the Frost Manticores, but I'm not gonna count those. I'm counting like unique Grimm. Oh, is that its official name, the Teryx? I didn't know if that was their name. I didn't know if that was the official name they were going for, or if that was like the RWBY name they were going for. Okay, so it's a Teryx. Is that how you pronounce it? A Teryx? That's fucking dope. Okay. I love how RWBY needs every Grimm to have a Y in its name. Because it's RWBY and they need to be different. That's clever. Terry the Teryx. Or Terry the Pterodactyl. Confirmed by Miles. Okay, sweet. I didn't know if that was like the RWBY name for it, like their internal name for it. I didn't know that. Because I was really hoping that the concept art would blow up enough to where we can see the official name at the top, but it didn't show it, so I didn't know that that was the case. Anyways, RNG is clearly on Clover's side. This Grimm just got wrecked, but the second one is still flying down, like, towards Mantle, so... And I don't think that one's dead. It just got, like, knocked back, because otherwise... First off, Grimm would essentially be, like... I'll be so pissed if that Grimm died. Like, I will be livid. But I highly doubt that's the fact. It just got hit in the face with the wing of the airship. Because, you know, RNGesus is on board. Is that a clip I see? You damn straight it is. We clip-on gang out here. We're the clip-on squad. Population, me. And Jacques Schnee, apparently. There goes Arnold wishing things into existence, and while you have no direct influence on the story, you do have influence in the community. And that's why I do things like this. I mean... I guess influence in the community is, I guess, but like I don't have the influence to change the course of the script. I can give good ideas, you know. I'm influential in the sense that people watch my videos and they know who I am, and some of them, you know, support me, but like to that extent, I don't think like anything that I really say has a gratifying weight on the plot or the characters, or the show, and this meme is inconsequential to the show. Jacques would still have a clip-on even if I didn't discover it. The only problem is people wouldn't be making jokes and fan art and talking about it in the community if it wasn't for me and my friends, like, being stupid one night and bringing that to light. So, people, I don't know. And with great power comes great responsibility. Even if I did have it in my even if I did have it at the end of my fingertips to be like to influence anything and just be like, hey, can you change that? I wouldn't. It's not my fucking show. I'm just here to watch it. So I don't know if you noticed, but Clover flicks his charm, presumably activating his semblance before he hits the does he? I think he does. Yo! This man is broken! Hold on. I really wish I had gotten a second before. I didn't even notice that. Wow, this guy literally is broken. He can just will into existence anything to go his way. Okay, so don't take this clip because it doesn't really show it. I'll take your word for it. I'll go back and watch it myself. If someone can go to this scene in the episode and just let me know, like, just to get more than one perspective on it. Because, like, I grabbed the clip right when he's, like, removing his hand, so I don't know if he's, like, swinging his hand back to slam on the door. You don't get it? So, whenever Clover... So, in Chapter 3, when he's going up against the Dustgeist, he flicks his 4-leaf clover charm on his vest. And it's a 4-leaf clover, and it's a horseshoe, and his semblance is good fortune. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's improving his luck. His like, he's influencing his RNG or his luck. So by doing that, he's able to better manipulate good fortune coming his way. So that's why he flicked it in the episode and then just hooked around the Geist's mask and got that. Because it's like, and that wouldn't happen in a million years, but it happened because he manipulated the RNG for it to happen. And then in this scene here, he does the same thing. And lo and behold, bam, gets hit right in the face. What are the chances? 100% chance, according to Clover. Now, imagine that. Imagine a traitor. Imagine a traitor having 100% luck. He does flick the charm? Okay. I did not notice that. That is a really cool piece of information. I did not notice that my first time watching it. Or the handful of times watching it. Wow, that's so cool. And guess what? If Clover is... Stop. Here's I'll go even further. Clover can manipulate... I wonder if Clover's has the ability to manipulate his good luck to where it overshadows Crow's bad luck. You know? Where's the actual reaction video? It comes out tomorrow. It only went up for first members this last weekend. This is nothing new. Please stop suggesting something so terrifying. Look, I'm just putting it out there. Everyone and their mother's talking about a potential traitor, and it's between Marrow and Clover. And you got Clover over here buttering up Crow, being his best buddy. So if he is the traitor, he has to deal with Crow more than anyone else. And he's the perfect foil for Crow. And he's, you know, he's the one person that Clover would probably have a problem fighting. So, you know what? You butter him up. You be good friends with him. You tell him all these things he wants to hear. So that way so that way you kind of, like, if you do betray him, that adds a level of hesitation when you have to fight him. I think it would be interesting. I don't know. I don't fucking know if there is a traitor. At this point, I feel like I've gone so far into it because I hear so many people talking about a traitor. But when the traitor thing first came up, I didn't think about it until Clover tells... When Clover tells... what's his name? When Clover ends up telling... Clover ends up telling Crow, like, oh, your niece really is one of a kind, huh? And I'm like, why would you say that? Like, now I have to suspect you because that's some fucking that's the most suspect thing that you could say. Like, oh, your niece, the one with the silver eyes? Yeah, she's real important, isn't she? Yeah, so I'm definitely like, and if nothing happens, then guess what? All water under the bridge. He didn't do anything, but yeah, as of right now, I'm definitely suspect right now for Clover. I liked this scene too. Everyone's getting a little landing strategy moment, or at least a chance to jump ship, which I really liked. Like, oh, this is my favorite part. Freaking Ruby's literally flying in that scene. Like, speed completely out of the question. Like, I don't even know what her semblance is. Her semblance is literally just the fact that she can defy gravity. I don't know what semblance that would be. It's like, I can change my corporeal form, and I can fly, and I'm fast. Because, like, look at that shit. She literally just did a loop-de-loop around the airship. And I'm like, the leap of faith. Yeah, Crow can still turn into a bird, I guess. I guess Clover can't do that. I wonder if Clover knows that. Calling it right now. All right. If they end up fighting, that's what's going to be Clover's undoing. He's not going to know that Crow can turn into a bird. He's going to let his guard down, and then Crow's going to kill him. I don't know if that'll happen at all, actually. I have no clue. But yeah, he can turn into a bird. I don't think Clover knows that. Yeah, I don't know how he would know about the Silver Eyes either. Like, how do you know Ruby's special? What would make you say that about Ruby in particular? Unless you knew about the Silver Eyes yourself? The landing strategy. Yeah, landing strats have been on point this volume. I loved Chapter 3 just because we saw Jean's new landing strategy. Everyone else had an updated landing strategy. We saw, like, we saw the Aesops also with the landing strategy. That's very poetic, Arnold. Good call. Yeah, Arnold, you jinxed it. Hey, if it happens, I'm just ahead of the curb. This is already here's the thing. The volume's already done. They already finished the volume. So anything that I say, imagine that. You know what I used to always think in terms of RNG? I used to think, so like if I were to just be like, pick a card, any card, I feel like all the cards are constantly changing until you pick one. And whatever one you pick, it stops right there. Like, that's what I used to think when like, in terms of RNG, I'm like, that's how manipulative RNG is. It's like, you just like pick a card, any card, and like all the cards are constantly changing until you grab one. And, I don't know. I just think I'm onto something. RNGesus blessed onto him. Yeah, I don't know about Nora. Like, I don't see any death flags from her in particular. Got your boy Whitley over here though. Whitley's looking pretty sad. I wonder what's gonna happen to him. I feel like it's very, like, immediate how quickly they're making him a very sympathetic character. Remember when everyone hated Whitley? When people just talked shit and lumped him with Jacques? And then last chapter happened, and she's like, please don't forget about your brother. And then everyone's like, Whitley's a victim. We all need to protect Whitley. I feel like it just, like, became, like, night and day. Yeah, like, so many people called him Shitley. And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, you can still not like him, but it's like, now, it's like, what don't you like him for? He's just a product of his environment. You take his father out of the equation, what is he now? You know? All he was an influence. He was influenced by his father. He was manipulated and groomed by his father. You know, you have to, at the very least, at the very least have to acknowledge that everyone here was, like, puppeteered by Jacques and his influence. I mean, yeah, kids are kids. Kids can be assholes, for sure. Like, but, like, it's all a part of growing up, you know? Bullies aren't bullies. Some bullies aren't bullies forever. Some kids just have, like, internal struggles and... I mean, he didn't kill anybody. You know, there are people out here ever since Volume 4. They're like, I think Whitley's gonna join Salem, and he's gonna kill his dad, and he's gonna partner up with Cinder and Neo, and I'm like, are we looking at the same kid here? You know, like, some people literally think Whitley's out here for blood. No, Eruption Fang's not a deity. He was simply ahead of the curb. He didn't hop on the hate wagon just because Whitley was like his father. He saw something that there was more there to Whitley for sure. It just took time. It was face value for everybody else, but in terms of being ahead of the curve, I was really impressed by that too. You don't get it, Mom. Yeah, so this was another funny part too. It's like, Mom, I'm gonna run upstairs and burn the rest of Dad's clip-on ties. Oh my god, dude. I fucking love that video exists in perpetuity for as long as my channel is around, because like that is gonna be something so cool that like if I'm still close friends with John and Jamie like 20 years from now, like when RWBY's done and like I don't know where I am in my life in 20 years, like we could just look back at something like that and just fucking laugh and be like, that was such a cool like fun moment. God, man. But yeah, I don't know. This is like a turning point for both of them, right? Like now Whitley's like, damn, I was kind of an asshole now. And that influence is now gone. But like now who does Whitley have? That's what this scene says to me. It's like, who does Whitley have now? Look at the scene too. Just on the staircase, dark, like a half dark room. All the party guests are gone. It's him and the drunk mother now. Big sister's, you know, biggest sister, like oldest sister is gone. Second oldest sister is gone. Father's arrested. Mother's a drunk. And you got the youngest boy with nobody. Not even Klein. Now he's not going to get those crepes that he loves so much. You know? They got rid of the best butler too. So yeah, Whitley's alone. Like I empathize with that. I want more for this kid, but at the same time, he's got to be open and willing to change as well and not just be like some stuck-up kid. But at the same time, he's got some bad parents. Like let's be real, not bad parents. He has a bad parent. The other one was just as much of a victim that just has to kind of regain control of her life so that way they both can have so that way they can just have a better life moving forward. It's just gonna be, I don't know, it's kind of tough too. Not tough, but like it's kind of, I don't want to say awkward. I don't know, but it in some family dynamics, it is hard to have those kind of parent-child relationships, especially since a relationship has been one way for so long, at least when you're a kid, right? Like, and I can attest to that, at least with my mom. I don't really know how to word it, but like, I was never really openly affectionate with my mom as much as like my brother, for example, my younger brother. And like, that really didn't change until I became an adult. And the dynamic was just so different then. It was just kind of like something that I was always used to, was just me and my mom's dynamic as a kid. And for Whitley, at least right now, I feel like that could easily be the same. No, not strained. It wasn't anything strained. It was just like, I was never really open or affectionate or communicative with my mom as much as my brother. My brother was the complete opposite. And so for Whitley, it's kind of like, well, I've had this relationship with my mother for so long that it's like, how do I pivot and change that? You know, that's something that takes time. And it's drastically different now with me. Like, I feel like the older me and my mom get, the closer we get, because like, you know, your parents don't live forever. And, you know, you never know when that, you know, anything can happen. So you have to, at some given point, you have to just appreciate how the people you have in your life for how long you have them. So I don't know. For Whitley, I can definitely understand that it's probably going to be a big adjustment change, and something that both of them they both have to change, you know, in order to move forward. And I also just wonder what that's going to mean for them. Like, not just them, like their family and all that, because I mentioned it. I mentioned a couple discussions back. I was like, the only thing that I would be worried about with Jacques getting in trouble is what does that mean for the family? Because Weiss isn't the heiress. Winter wants nothing to do with this place. Mama Schnee's in no condition to run it, being, you know, in her current state, and Whitley's too young. And now it seems like, in terms of the parents, it seems like the mother has to step up. Especially since the father's no longer in the picture. Okay, Falcon Punch, relax, buddy. Oh, God. Yeah, Willow is gorgeous. I definitely agree with that. Like, Jacques, you're a fucking moron. Like, you're literally stupid. Anyways, I love this Neil little skip moment. Says a lot about her personality. Playful, mischievous, intriguing. I really liked it. Neil's like, I'm skipping all the way to the bank. We did it, boys. Yeah, the sound cue was great too. Like what's that noise that they use? Is that I want to say it's a violin. I don't think it's a violin. It sounds sharper than that. But yeah, there's like that sharp instrumental cue whenever like a villain does something, or a viola, maybe. Yeah, got them Lin motifs. The world's smallest, the smallest mandolin, a viola chord, a cello. It's some type of string instrument, that's for sure. But yeah, I love how, like, when she skips, she, like, her body, like, sways, and, like, her arms behind her back too. Like, I don't know, that's like classic cute playful Neo, who will, like, who will do something playful and adorable like that 1 second, and then she'll just stab you to death the next. So I liked that moment too. Does anyone know the significance of? I saw her put in the key code, and it's 1210, and I was like, does that mean something? Is that significant? Is that like a plot? Not a plot. Is that like a reference to something? No, she does 1210. Like, her finger points to the 0 and presses it, but it switches scenes. It switches to like the faraway shot. So no, it's 1210. So that's 1210. I was like, December 10th? I don't know. It's just a code. Come on, man. Nothing is just. Sometimes in this show, there's more to things than meets the eye. For sure. I can easily tell you, someone could be like, Cornetto, that has to mean something. It's like, no, Cornetto's just a name that was in that rap sheet for Tyrion. And it's like, no, that was a reference to a trilogy of movies that Miles later discovered. Miles later revealed. 12/10. Yo, imagine that's her birthday, December 10th. Yo, we gotta ask RWBY now. That would make sense. She's ice cream, winter time. That'd be a great birthday for her. I'm going to be like, RWBY, December 10th, is that Neo's birthday? Oh, God, imagine they're like, you know what? It's not, but for you, we'll make that canon. That's the last thing I need, dude. I do not need more on my fucking plate in terms of people, like, who are, like, claiming that I'm this like that I have the influence to change the fucking course of the show. That's my sister's birthday. Yeah, it was 1210, so 12/10, December 10th. We only know Ruby's birthday. Arnold, your canonizing powers are growing too strong. Murder of Birds, the new RWBY writer. I'm expecting credits in this volume, RWBY, or my agent will be on the phone with you first thing in the morning following this volume's conclusion. All right? I need royalties, god damn it. I need to be compensated financially for making making this a reality for everybody, okay? I'm a remnant hero. for this meme, all right? And I deserve and demand respect for it. All right? You know what I'm going to do? Next discussion, I'm going to actually wear an actual tie. I'm just going to be like, "All right, guys, I'm reformed. None of that clip-on tie nonsense." Yeah, like me and my clip-on tie will see you in court. All right, anyways, I'm having too much fun here. I liked the skyline here. This was so sick, dude. That image right there. I also fucked up the clip so it goes to black for some weird reason. I don't know why. I misclicked that in the editing part of when I clip all of these together. But yeah, Arnold gets canceled again for the third time's a charm. Bring it on, all right? I'll outlast any cancel culture in 2020, all right? This is my year. Nothing can beat me. Nothing can stop me, guys. All right, I'm gonna come off my high horse really quick before someone challenges that. But yeah, I liked the skyline there. Neo walking into frame, her stance is just a really beautiful shot. And then they decided to ruin it. Oh boy. 12/10 is the date the episode titled Tipping Point came out. Interesting. I love how Neo rolling her eyes can easily be like meta for the community's reaction when they saw Cinder in this scene. Oh, I just noticed that cute little hair clip in Neo's hair. Oh my god, I'm gonna die of adorable overload. I didn't even notice that little pink clip in her hair before she turns around. Look at that! You see it right there. That's cute as a button. She has a clip-on clip. Oh my god, yo. The meme that keeps on giving, dude. Oh, dude. I literally was born in the most perfect timeline. This is like the perfect timeline, guys. You're living in the perfect timeline. You guys are a part of history here and now. The clip-on timeline. Oh, that was great. Yo, I love 2020. Yo, if this is what 2020 is all about, I'm all for it. Also, I love Neo's little eye roll. That's my physical representation of Cinder. I love Jessica Negri too. I'm just like, Cinder, can you please be good? Can you please do something? Please, anything. I like how they kind of updated. Dude, that's so sick too. That's the whole reason I did this transition moment right here too. But like, the fucking overactive imagination effect. That's what her semblance is called, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Neo's semblance is called overactive imagination. And that transition effect is so sexy. And it's like an offset pink, like a white, like a pale pink that like goes back to Neo's normal look. It's so good, man. It's so clean. I also really like how they kind of updated Cinder's arm, like her Grim arm. So it I don't know, it before Cinder's arm just looked like one entire thing. Now it looks more like it looks like her arm has evolved. Like her fingers and like the nails of her arm, they just look more appropriate than everything just being a single like grim thing that's just weird looking. The hat is okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna have to stop you guys. Okay, you can't overplay my own meme. All right, it's 2020. I want this meme to last a good long time. And if I have people making a clip-on joke every 2 seconds, we're not going to last the end of the week. All right? I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. But it's time to stop. Okay? I'm just fucking with you guys. Anyways, I really love this overactive. I just love it, dude. Yeah, and the lighting on Cinder's arm too. Like, oh, actually, when you look at it, look at Cinder's sleeve. Like, Neo's semblance is giving that light off. Is like projecting that light onto Cinder, and then it disappears when she changes. So her semblance is also like, she's like a light bright right now. Yeah, like the lighting is coming from Neo's change. It's not like a natural light in the room or anything. That's cool. Yeah, and her aura is like pink colored. Yeah, Neo's hair has gotten longer. There's a lot more volume to it. Like, yeah, Neo's like, damn. Her hair's like down to her backside, and is like way more volume to it. I mean, we already saw that at the end of volume 6, but noticing it now, she's just got like big hair. Why are they dressed like strippers? Oh boy. Because the hearts of men are easily swayed. That's your answer. Okay? You learn something new every day. And then the last scene, classic Neo, boop. It's just her like, I've got it. Good response. Yeah, I hear that all the time. People like, why are they dressed so provocative? It's like really? I mean, I don't fucking know, but like, the hearts of men are easily swayed. That makes sense. You know, what better response do you need? Let's see. Holy shit, we finished the chapter discussion. I like baffled myself just then. Wow, 3 hours, 19 minutes. That's a record. Is this the shortest one? All right, hold on. I'm gonna, oh, nope. I do not want to do that. I almost disabled live chat, guys. Hold on. All right, I need to remove slow chat. Okay, there we go. This is my first discussion. Woo! We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Ugh. Me and my clip-on tie. We made it the whole fucking way through. That's so annoying. And I gotta do that for every reaction. Oh, boy, dude. I did it for the meme, guys. Don't ever say I never did anything for you. That's a living proof. That's a living proof that I will live and die. My memes will not be dreams. Okay? Holy crap. This was a fun discussion. This is a really fun discussion. From the memes to the setup. Got a lot of interesting moments. Tomorrow's chapter, I feel like we have 4 chapters left. The poll. Yeah, so I'm going to do the poll now. It's gonna probably be, it's gonna be super basic. It's probably gonna be like, I really haven't put any thought into the poll since the last one. Oh, by the way, okay, so let's do this really quick because this is a surprise to no one at this point. But let us do it anyway. Let's see. Huh. All right, I need to go to the previous poll so we get the results of that. No surprise to anyone, like I said, like I mentioned. Hold on, where is it? That was what, 2 weeks ago? Jesus, it's been so long. Okay, no, that was pancakes. Where's the other one? Okay, there it is. So let me get through some of these last few super chats because I do apologize if my rambling got the better of me. Watts is the real MVP. Kai the guy, thank you so much for that. Looking good, Arnold. Great financial decision on apparently buying a whole 3 ties. Definitely not overcompensate. Okay, buddy. Thank you for your super chat, Matthias Chrome. This isn't a roasting session. I'm not taking criticism. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, buddy. Slayercast. Geist couldn't use aura though. So their disguised body without a semblance might be a dead giveaway. Are you guys just like memeing tonight? What's going on? I'm over here looking for like in-depth, like real conversation starters, and I'm just getting roasted and memed on right now. There goes Arnold wishing things into... Okay, I read that one earlier. I don't know if you noticed, but okay, I read that one too. All right, so I haven't been completely neglectful of these, thank God. With the way you've dressed, are you a clipster? God damn it, guys. I can't be doing... You guys are draining me, dude. Give Arnold a council seat. All right, I'm not Jacques Schnee, okay? I don't appreciate that. It would be cool if Clover does end up being the traitor and I'm sorry, if Clover ends up being the traitor and Crow fights him, their semblances cancel each other out and Clover is shocked by it. I mean, unless Crow can just like manifest bad luck out of nowhere, I don't know. It's very likely. Also, my clip-on ties, no! All my clip-ons are just, this is literally just my life right here. This is like, my life is just like, it's fucking out of control. I can't control it. Anyways, I have burgundy, I have beige, and most of my shirts are black, so I was really smart with picking a black on black tie. Like, real smart there, Arnold. Anyways. Yep, 3 clip-on ties here. You know what? They said I had too much power. They haven't seen anything yet, okay? We're shifting into maximum overdrive for the last couple minutes. I should have done this from the get-go. Now, who has too much power? I literally am just gonna be, I'm literally gonna be consumed by my own meme. Too much power. I look fucking weird right now. Jesus Christ. All right. I'm gonna get postured up. If any of you guys want your golden opportunity for a screenshot, take it now. All right. This is history in the making. We've done it. We've transcended, like, we've transcended our own fucking joke. I think I've become the joke at this point. No, I'm not fucking T-posing, all right? I'm not some courtroom jester, all right? God damn it. You don't say jump and, I don't say jump and you say how high. You don't say jump and I say how high, okay? This isn't how this relationship works. I give the memes, you guys give the dreams. All right, anyways. I think he said that because Ruby's relationship with Penny, she's a robot, and he said that right after Ruby's conversation with Penny. You confused me. Hold on. I think he said that because of Ruby's relationship with Penny. Penny's a robot. She said that right. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know when in the conversation that was at. I just realized something important about the way you're dressed. You're totally nailing the clipster look. Never enable a pun master. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's the pun master? If you don't mind me asking, Shane. It can't be you, right? Definitely not you, buddy. Let me know who you're talking about, and we'll go from there. 12/10 is the day the episode Tipping Point came out. All right. Yeah. So I did notice that earlier. I now hate clip-on ties. Hey, guess what? Mission accomplished. Hey, it was so funny because in the video, someone commented, they were like, honestly, after watching this video, I threw away the only clip-on tie I own. And I was like, honestly, like, that's what we were just trying to spread, like, a message of, like, good faith. We were just like, look, there are some people out there that wear clip-on ties. We have to right this injustice. or you're just gonna get roasted in this video. You're gonna watch this video and you're gonna think it's about you, and it's probably about you. That actually hurt my pride. No, I'm just messing. I'm just Josh and me, just having a little tomfoolery with you, buddy. Kayla! Hold on, I can't read your comment. It's too far down. Hey Arnold, great discussion as always. Congrats on hitting 100,000 subscribers. This is going to be the, and for some, oh wait, hold on, I can read it right here. I'm so stupid. This is going to be the last one I see this year, probably because I deploy soon. Oh my God. So I hope the rest of the year is as awesome as the one you just left. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am definitely gonna miss your presence in the chat for sure. Good luck. I hope you come out of this stronger than ever. That's incredible that you're being deployed. Appreciate your contributions, your service, and I hope you're able to come back to the channel at some given point. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you're still able to keep up with RWBY on and off at throughout your course. But yeah, 2020, I'm taking these off. God, it's so uncomfortable. And then on top of it, there's 3 of them. Jesus. Yeah, I literally have too much power. All right, I need to take those off. My God. But yeah, 2020, man, a great start to the year. 100,000 subscribers in the bag. I'm about to get my silver play button. We just made a meme that is shaking to this day the foundations of the RWBY community. A clip-on tie, dude. A fucking clip-on tie. Like, that's literally my life. Like, that's literally, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I'm a part of RWBY forever. Me, John, and Jamie. Damn, dude. Just boys being boys, am I right? But yeah, I appreciate you guys very, very much for tuning in for another exciting discussion. I hope it was entertaining for y'all. I know that it was probably all over the place. It's me coming back off after like a week break, and a lot of setup this chapter for tomorrow's chapter for sure. Oh yeah, the poll. See, and look at that. I mean, at the very least, you guys at least know that I'm naturally all over the place, so don't mind me there. Okay, so the poll. Let's do that. You missed some super chats. I just read every single one. I just read most of this. I just read in a row my super chats. Yeah, I read all of them. What if Summer was able to use her rose petals to scatter herself before dying? Is that what the comment? Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that one. That was a little while ago. I was just kind of lost in my rambles at that point. I don't know if Summer, like at this point, I don't even know. I think Summer is just straight up flat out dead. Like no ifs, ands, or buts, unless the show contradicts that or explains her disappearance for the last 17 years. Or 18 years, however old Yang is. Let's see. Okay, so let us switch over really quick. And, oh, hold on. Community. So we're gonna start. Okay, also my boy, the clip-on tie guy. oh, really quick. Any of you artistic folks out there, I need a request. Well, not a request, a challenge. I just want to know if someone can do it. I need to see if someone can make a clip-on tie-dye tie-yang tie. So it's a clip-on tie that's tie-dye colored that has tie-yang on it. So it's a clip-on tie-dye a clip-on tie-dye tie-yang tie. I'm literally like breaking my brain right now. A clip-on tie-dye tie-yang tie. That's what I want, okay? I just need this meme to like, I need this meme to transcend like the meaning of life at this point. Guys, I'm desperate. This is literally like, this is my peak. Like, I'm trying to cling on to this because this is all I have left. All right. I'm literally hysterical at this point. All right. Anyways, the results of last week's poll. God damn it. I'm trying to just get through this. All right. All right. Welcome to round 5 of the opinionated pointless polls in this corner. Oh, wait, no, what the hell? That's the... Oh, wait, no, this is it. Okay, it's the coffee. No surprise to anyone. I literally told you guys, I'm like, if I put hot chocolate, it's gonna win. And lo and behold, with more than half of the votes, we got coffee. We got tea. We got hot chocolate. 2,556 votes on Twitter. And then for YouTube, which I have to like... Okay, here we go, right here. 14,000 votes. Coffee with a better turnout, 64%. Who would have thought? You know? Arnold has grown too powerful. Yeah, so coffee and tea. If it was between coffee and tea, I think it would have been a better turnout, but who doesn't like hot chocolate? You know? Cries and soju. Oh my god. Okay, so it's gonna be between pineapple on pizza, yay or nay. So give me 1 second. Round 6, holy shit. Welcome to round 6 of the opinionated, pointless polls. What do you guys think about pineapple on pizza in chat? What do you guys think? Here's the thing for me, okay? And I might lose some subscribers right now. If I do, I appreciate y'all's support up until this point. I don't understand why you would unsub. You're just wrong, okay? I like pineapple on pizza. I love it, okay? I like pineapple on pizza. Bye. Someone was like, goodbye. I like pineapple on pizza. You know why? Because I like, well, I can't really use this example because I was going to say I like pineapple and I like pizza, but that doesn't always translate, you know? Yeah, that doesn't always translate, but I like pineapple and pizza. I like salty and sweet, and sometimes a pizza is more on the salty side and the sweet is on the pineapple. And then they just mesh. I actively order pizza with, see, because that's the thing too. Some people will like have wiggle room. They're like, if it's on pizza, I'll eat it. But it's like, no, like when I order pizza, if I want it, I specifically get either Hawaiian. I'll typically get Hawaiian pizza. Yeah, you can cancel me all you want. All right, I've already peaked. Nothing you can do can hurt me. I just put these on and I transcend like the meaning of life. You guys can't. You guys have no power here. All right. Anyways, goodbye for eternity. Watch I just go under 100K. I'll literally like I'll be devastated. I'd be devastated, dude. If just like overnight, like my overnight success of the clip-on tie is overshadowed by the fact it's like local RWBY YouTuber confesses that he enjoys pineapple on pizza, gets canceled immediately by his community. Oh yeah, I mean, if you guys don't like pineapple on pizza, then I just don't have to share with you guys. That's fine. One of us. Yeah. When Kaylin came to visit, we ordered pizza and we got a pineapple on pizza. I don't know if she had any of mine, but I definitely ordered a small pineapple pizza. Well, it wasn't just, it was pineapples and bacon, pineapples, bacon, ham, and roasted red peppers. It was so good. All right, anyways. Let's try to find out the opinionated, pointless polls. Today, Hmm. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I'm really hungry too. Hold on, give me a second. I hate typing things out, especially when I'm streaming, because then I'm like, people are just hearing this. Like, it takes me a while to put my words into like, to put my words into like meaning. Okay. Poll. Hold on. Okay. And we're going to do 6 days from now. 6 days, 10 hours. Alrighty. And I'm going to put it up on YouTube after this is done. Alright, guys. Have fun with that. It is now posted. I look forward to the comments and the overall reception. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed the banter, the memes, and all that stuff. Arnold, check your super chat. Hold on. Let's see. You should try banana pizza? Oh, God. I'm sorry for that, like, knee-jerk reaction, but, like, I have a love-hate relationship with bananas. I'll love eating bananas one day, and then I'll hate eating bananas the next. Have you ever tried peanut butter and banana sandwich? I have a love-hate relationship with that too, but the first time I ever had that, it was literally like my third eye was open. Like, oh my God, it was so good. Peanut butter and banana is so good. In small doses. That much. Tai Yang in his tie-dye, in his tie, in the fly, going high in the sky. Okay, you're literally gonna break my brain. In a high lie with the suit and tie. Why do you guys do this to me? For the Hawaiians. For the ancient Hawaiians. Shout out to Rocket Power for any of you fans out there. Get the Metaverse app ready, Arnold. Get the Metaverse app ready. Arnold might have a palace soon. Does that mean Jacques likes pineapple on pizza? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Peanut butter, banana, and honey. Good shit. Anyways, that's all for me, guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you guys for tuning in. The reaction to Chapter 9, as everyone has been asking, will be posted tomorrow at noon on the channel. Chapter 9 also comes out tomorrow. It's a 15-minute chapter. And we have 4 chapters. After tomorrow, we're going to have 3 chapters left of RWBY Volume 7. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion. Hopefully it was entertaining. I do feel a little self-conscious about it just because it's like, it's been a while and this one was a little late and I rambled and all that stuff. But ultimately, I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you guys for the support, for tuning in, for sticking around and hanging out. And I will see you guys next week for more RWBY. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye. Buy clip-ons. Wear them. They're good.